Sometimes you just got to Urkel it. You've got to Urkel it into the nuke. Now, I promise you, that is the last uncool thing you will see on the show. We've got some rock stars.
That was pretty uncool.
It was very uncool, and that's kind of our vibe. It's the midweek. We're all about coasting to the weekend right now. Welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast show. It's going to be an amazing show, and we are focusing on the family's well-being within the home. I think everyone's thinking about kind of our overall health, changing the season, doing a bit of a spring clean. What can we do to set ourselves up for the next season? We love it.
For sure, think about it. Everything starts within your home.
Exactly, yeah.
We're going to have some fun. We're going to unpack that. We're going to be spending the next 3 hours in your company. We're looking forward to it. Then, of course, it is a Wednesday, which means it's time for our culinary hotline bling. Ting, ting, ting. Come on. And this morning we are joined by in studio by author and executive producer of Kanyisa's, a culinary storyteller. It's Kanyisa Malabi, and she will be making some of her favorite recipes. You can look forward to creamed Norwegian salmon, to a rustic farmhouse loaf.
You know, I call things rustic when we make them, because they look a little bit rough around the edges. Not the case with Kanyisa. She is phenomenal. Then we're going to connect with Uncle Tabzi live in Johannesburg to meet the now absolutely famous, maybe the most famous TikTok housekeeper that there is, Mbali Nhlapo. She's going to share some of her hacks to clean your home, your clothes, your life, your mind, your attitude.
Everything. Love it.
All right, there is a gent who has just stepped in, who looks amazing this morning. He is ready to rock out with the rest of us, and he's going to bring those fresh vibes. Good morning, nature boy.
Good morning, gents. Good morning, Mzansi, you beautiful souls. Welcome to it. Middle of the week. Let's rock on. Let's do this thing. And before we even do that, let's have this conversation with you, all right? We're always including you in all our chats, so come through on our number. That's 063-408-8863. And tell us the following. Do you ever, and how often, do you do a deep clean of your house? And have you noticed if your home is dirtier in summer or in the winter months? We're obviously heading out of winter, so you might be heading out of dirt into more dirt, or are you going from clean to clean or clean to dirt, dirt to clean? Let us know. We want to know right now. And if you have any tips on how you are deep cleaning in your home, come through, because it's time to get spring sprung. We're officially in it. So let's get all that cleaning going on in the household and look after you, Mzansi, and hopefully we can share some tips with everybody. So come through, use our number. Before we get into that, though, official duties must commence, and the one and only Ewan is standing by.
Thank you, nature boy. Looking at that social media picture, it looks like we can all take a tip from you, my friend. Let's start off. It is the start of a brand new day. It is literally 3 minutes past 6 o'clock. In your news headlines this morning, in your national news, we start there. The head of the Special Investigation Unit, the SIU, Andy Motibi, has confirmed that a number of politicians' names are mentioned in the intelligence report on allegations of sabotage and looting at Eskom. The SIU and other law enforcement agencies appeared before SCOPA, Parliament's Standing Committee on Public Accounts. They informed MPs of their investigations into the report, which was commissioned by Eskom's previous CEO, Andre de Ruyter. Motibi says they have first to complete the investigation and collect evidence before names can be announced. And boxes of frozen fish mince were strewn across the road when an articulated truck transporting seafood flipped and crashed into a fence off an apartment and overturned in Kloof Street in Cape Town CBD yesterday. The air was laden with the smell of fish when the city's fire and rescue department rushed to the scene. A contractor working nearby used a circular saw to cut open the truck cabin as the driver was trapped. Former Miss South Africa Cindy Nell Roberts was among those injured in the accident. She was hospitalized with 5 others. Making international news headlines this morning, the flooding in the east of Libya has reached crisis proportions. At least 2,300 people have died after heavy rains from Storm Daniel that hit Greece last week, and at least 10,000 more people are missing. 2 dams and 4 bridges in the port city of Derna have collapsed, as well as numerous buildings, and most of the city's underwater. Now, Libya's second largest city, Benghazi, was also hit by the storm. Aid has been sent from Egypt, Iran, Turkey, Algeria, Italy, and the UAE. And crocodiles have escaped from a breeding farm in the south of China during flooding caused by a typhoon Haikui. Some 75 crocodiles made a break for it when a lake in Guangdong province overflowed. Chinese state media reported that 8 had been rounded up so far, leaving dozens at large. Villagers close by have been told to stay at home. Typhoon Haikui has been causing havoc in the south of Asia for more than a week, affecting China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, and Japan. And then we end up with this story in a scene reminiscent of a surreal dream. The picturesque town of Levira in Portugal found itself drenched in crimson as a bizarre accident unfolded. Two massive containers, each holding some 2.2 million liters of red wine, shattered, creating a cascading river of wine that flowed through the streets. Now, to put this into perspective, the spilt red wine could easily fill an Olympic-sized swimming pool. Now, videos capturing the astonishing spectacle of streets flooded with wine have gone viral, garnering over 4 million views alone on X, previously known as Twitter, leaving viewers stunned and amused. Well, now, there's a story for you. That's what we wrap your news up with. We'll have another update for you at 7 o'clock. Right now, let's get into your sports for the first time.
Oh, thank you so much, Ewan. On that celebratory note, let's continue. And we start with cricket. And we asked you to put your hand up in Potch, and you did it in a thrilling showdown at the JB Marks Oval in Potchefstroom. Aiden Markram was on fire, his magnificent unbeaten century propelling the Proteas to a commanding 111-run triumph over Australia, vitally in their third one-day international. So Markram's remarkable innings featured 4 sixes, 9 fours, culminating in a total of 338 for 6 for the team. And Quinton de Kock and Temba Bavuma still on form. They certainly ignited the Proteas charge with a 146-run opening stand. Then Gerald Coetzeer's 4-wicket haul certainly played its part as well, decimating the Australian lineup, limiting them to a paltry 227. So next, we turn to the 4th ODI on Friday. Now, let's return to a story unfolding in the Rugby World Cup. And England's flanker Tom Curry has now been handed a 2-match suspension after receiving that red card during the Rugby World Cup clash against Argentina in the opening round. Curry was sent off early in the game for a dangerous head-on-head collision in a tackle. Despite the potential for a 6-game suspension, an independent disciplinary committee considered all mitigating factors leading to the reduction in the penalty. So Curry will miss England's upcoming Pool D matches against Japan and Chile, not a crisis, but will be eligible to return for that all-important match, a potential dark horse in the form of Samoa, and that's on the 7th of October. Now we turn to football in an international friendly at Orlando Stadium in Soweto. Bafana continued their great form against the DRC, clinching a 1-0 victory against the Democratic Republic of Congo. So Al Foster netted the sole goal of the game. Nice positive outcome for coach Hugo Broos ahead of the Africa Cup of Nations in the Ivory Coast. That's early next year. And of course, the 2026 World Cup qualifiers starting in November. That's still a bridge that Bafana need to cross. Broos made 7 changes to that starting lineup from the previous 0-0 draw against our Namibian neighbours, introducing Ricardo Goss, Motobi Mvala, Nyiko Mobi, Mlungisi Mbunjana, Mihlali Mayambela, Zakela Lepasa, and Percy Tau into the mix, and they clearly did the job. Now, another story that's continually evolving in football, and of course we head over to Spain for this one. Former Spanish Football Federation President Luis Rubiales is now set to appear in court, and that's going to happen at the end of this week on Friday as part of an investigation into the alleged non-consensual kiss he forcibly planted on Jenny Hermoso's lips following the Women's World Cup final, which of course they won. So a Madrid court has now summoned Rubiales to appear as an accused party facing accusations of sexual assault. While Rubiales maintains the kiss was consensual, Hermoso disagrees, and the National Court's judge, Francisco de Jorge, admitted a complaint filed by Spanish prosecutors citing potential crimes of sexual assault and coercion. Recent changes in the Spanish Penal Code categorize non-consensual kisses as sexual assault. Speaks to that environment in a spade. So we'll certainly watch that story unfold. I don't think that last tale has been told, but that's where we leave the sport for this hour. Brand new day, brand new weather. It's gone a little bit crazy at the moment, so let's get the latest from Raul.
Thank you so much, G-Man. Yes, let's dive into weather right now and talk about weather news first up. And today will be cold and cloudy in most provinces, and there's a wind warning for parts of the Western Cape coastline, as well as high fire danger conditions in several provinces. Now, the SA Weather Service has issued a yellow level 1 warning for damaging winds, resulting in difficulty in navigation at sea between Port Alfred and Port Edward, and that's reaching Richards Bay in the afternoon. On top of this, extremely high fire danger conditions are expected over the Central Karoo District Municipality of the Western Cape, the Northern Cape, and the Dr. Baya Nordia Nguba Yetema Enoch Njima and the Emashlaleni local municipalities of the Eastern Cape, as well as the western parts of both Northwest and the Free State. Well, from our weather news, let's dive into those temperatures and see firsthand what you can expect for the day. Starting off in Polokwane, the day starting at a low of 7 up to a high of 17. Umbombela sees the day starting at 9 up to 19. Pretoria 7 is 0 up to a high of 21. And Johannesburg 6 up to a max of 19 degrees Celsius. Over in Mahikeng, it seems like similar conditions from 8 up to 24 degrees. Klerksdorp sees the day starting at 9 up to 24. Kimberley, low of 9 up to a high of 26. And Bloemfontein, sunny skies from 5 degrees up to a high of 24 degrees Celsius. Around the coast down over to Richards Bay, it looks like sunny skies continue for the most part. A little bit of rain potentially from 14 up to 20 degrees. In Pietermaritzburg, it looks like 9 degrees to start the day up to a max of 23. Durban, from 14, you move up to 22 degrees. And Mthatha, moving swiftly from a chilly 9 to a moderate 26 degrees Celsius for your maximum. Around the coast, carrying on, it looks like the sunny skies do continue, however, from 14 to 24. It looks like East London has a nice day ahead of them. Cradock is starting at 12 and moves up to a max of 27 degrees. GQ Gqeberha, 11 is yellow up to a high of 24. And George, sunny skies from 8 up to a high of 25 degrees Celsius. Moving on to the mother city in Cape Town, it looks like much of the rain that has been falling is at bay now. It looks like just a little bit of drizzle potentially from 12 up to 19 degrees. Worcester sees the day starting at 7 up to a max of 24. Sutherland, it's getting a little bit warmer there. Let's congratulate them there and celebrate it. From 1, you move up to 20 degrees. And Uppington, 7 to start the day up to a max of 28 degrees Celsius. Well, we've seen the temperatures, but let's see exactly what it looks like and what you've shared with us this morning, and that's those sunrise views. Now, Alia is starting us off with this 6 o'clock edition in Durban, sharing a shot standing in a bedroom, looking out at the window, and oh, what a view you've got to wake up to every day. Absolutely grateful that you shared that one with us. And then we've got Hansi up next in Vredendorp, stepping outside onto the road and sharing a moment of the sun just as it's rising up in the distance. Oh, I love it, just bringing that promise of the day. We've got Margaret up next in Kenville, showing off stunning pinky swirls in the sky. I love these. They always remind me of beautiful Van Gogh paintings. And then Ian from Mossel Bay, showcasing an ombre sunrise view overlooking the ocean. Haha, well played, Mzansi. Absolutely setting the bar, and we're going to do it all again in the next hour. So come through with those pictures, 063 408 8863. And for now, though, we can find out what's happening with this show. Ewan, what's happening?
Thanks, my man. That's right. This Wednesday is now officially underway. And when we come back, we kick off with some entertainment news. And we couldn't be more proud. DJ Black Coffee flying that South Africa flag so high for our country. We'll bring you all those details. And then we're also going to delve into a little bit of money issues. Yes, so we want to pose a question to you. What would you sacrifice to save some money? We're going to get into that as well. And a whole lot more on your Feel Good Breakfast Show after these. Stick around.
Just when you've got a spring in your step, the last thing you need are allergies cramping your style.
But that's history with Allergex Non-Drowsy and Expresso's Springtime competition.
This month, stand a chance to win cash prizes of 5,000 Rand each when you answer the weekly question on Expresso's Facebook, Twitter and Instagram pages. And include hashtag AllergexND in your answer.
T's and C's apply. Welcome to it. You tuned to your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, right here on S3. Man, it's lekker to hang out with all of you and with you at home as well. Come on now. It is right now, it is time to dive into the world of entertainment. There's a lot going on. And to catch up on our, of course, favorite celebrities and what has been happening this week, it's been hot and spicy.
It's always hot and spicy, so let's dive straight into it. And our one and only Family Black Coffee, he shares a special guest lineup as he's preparing to light up New York City. Yes, indeed. Yes. Get excited. The Grammy Award-winning DJ Black Coffee is set to light up New York City next month. And he shared a special lineup of South African musicians that will be joining him. And he's performing at the world's most famous arena. That's the Madison Square Garden. This is like the hugest accolade you can pretty much achieve as an artist performing at an event like this. And I mean, honestly, the lineup is going to be accompanied by a little message which the DJ was saying that each artist on his lineup has played a special part in his musical journey. Now, this is something that he can't wait to share with his experience to everybody. And I think that's what really just makes it that much more different.
Yeah,
those subtle nuances that kind of just give it that gravitas.
But I love the fact that he's involving them, everyone that played a part in his career as well. Even though that he's at the top, you know, he's still involving everyone that played that massive role. So he's giving back. He's such a humble guy.
Yeah,
I love that, man. Flying that South African flag. And there you can see some of the poster up there now. Some of the artists that's going to be joining him.
Names. Look at that lineup.
Come on, man.
Oh, this is South Africa at its finest. This is Africa at its finest, and this is taking over the globe. I love it. I'm
Saturday, the 7th of October. Come on now. And then South African rapper OK Malum Cool Cat has gushed about his longtime partner, Princess Zulu, and how much he loves her back in 2018. Now, OK Malum Cat then released a single titled Amalobolo, which was all about him wanting to get married to her. So it was a very special moment, and it was very obvious that the two were actually made for each other. That's what everyone kind of grasped on social media. And then in 2022, the couple was reported to have taken the big step of getting married. So not that long ago, actually. Now, although the event was rather private, the rapper has shared the news on social media, and the couple seemed to be very much in love, and friends and fans were very, very happy for the both of them. But after recently celebrating their 8 years together earlier this year, Princess Zulu went to social media on Monday evening to share a picture of them as a couple from the Amalobolo music video and a caption saying they are no longer together as a couple with a husband and child's father with a hashtag respectfully. And OK Malum Cool Cat also shared a post saying the phone isn't connected to the internet. Very cryptic, which left fans assuming that this is an official breakup of the couple.
I think still Africa was so behind this relationship. We were all celebrating it. So I think we're all going to feel this one. If it is true, if the news is legit that this is definitely the end, then I think we are definitely going to mourn this relationship.
After 8 years together.
Yeah, well, look, from breakups, we might have something on the other flip side of that, and some makeups. On a positive note, yes, Jordan Woods and Kylie Jenner, they are doing their first TikTok film together for years after their fallout over Jordan's drunken kiss with Khloe Kardashian's baby daddy, Tristan Thompson. I don't know if you guys can remember this one.
Bro,
yeah, the drama was real, but things have changed since then. Now, the two have now confirmed that they have reconciled their friendship as they broke the internet with the post, which has received more than 2.6 million views in 14 hours. That is insane. Okay. So clearly people are celebrating something, and the longtime pals looked inseparable again while standing side by side in chic looks, as we know them to always do. So congratulations to them for becoming friends again. I like this. There's a positive note. There's always a silver lining, and we can always improve on our relationship.
Yeah, man, and we love a good makeup story.
Yeah.
Come on, there we go, because we do know that was quite, like we said earlier, quite the drama. When it unfolded exactly like that. So that is it from the entertainment news desk for today, but of course the conversation doesn't end here. Our social media platforms are always up to date with what's happening on the social streets, so be sure to follow us at Expresso Show.
Thank you so much, gentlemen, for bringing us up to speed. Now that we've got the grey matter up and running, it's time to put a rather interesting conundrum to you. We're going to be making choices. And obviously, our financial situation often calls on us to make those hard calls. So I'm going to ask the gents before we take it to you, the real expert panel this morning. I think being an adult also means knowing what to sacrifice when times get tough, but it can be difficult because we know money also has an emotional connection. It often speaks to how we feel, how we reward ourselves, how we motivate ourselves. So it's time to find out what you'd be willing to sacrifice in another round of Would You Rather. Dun, dun,
I don't know
dun.
if there's anything left to sacrifice.
No, there is. There is always left.
Take it all.
Buddy, I'll take something, bro. I'll take your socks, buddy. I'll take your socks from you if you'll give them. Okay, so this is the scenario. Gents, money is tight, man. It's that time of the year. You want to cut back on your monthly costs where you can. Would you rather downgrade your skincare and cosmetic products? Don't look so shocked, Raul. B, cancel a few of your monthly subscriptions or memberships.
Well, that's an easy one for me. There's no A in my house.
There's no A in your house.
Just go with B.
So Afrikaans.
Raul just use a cold salt water.
Yeah, I know. I think you are balanced. I think your pH, you came out the womb pH balanced. You are the most...
pH neutral.
Yeah, you are the most ecologically sound human being on the planet, bro. I have a feeling. Yeah. No, but you do take care of yourself, and you got to. And trust me, the older you get, you really got to. Okay? Yeah. How do you feel about that? Like, it's something that obviously feeds the way you feel, speaks to self-care, or it's something that's a backup, a support structure, a subscription?
I personally would say, I mean, I'm very much like you, and I mean, I feed my skin from the inside out, so I don't need to worry about stuff like that. But there's a lot of people that are suffering with skin conditions and issues. And if you think about the fact that that's your suit of armor for the day, that's like how you go into the world and navigate the crazy
Often how
spaces.
you feel.
Exactly. Look good, feel good. So I think there's more importance on skincare. Also the fact that it's the biggest organ in our entire body. So why not invest in that? Why not look after that? And maybe some of those subscriptions you can do without. And I'm pretty sure a lot of us aren't even aware of what
I was going to ask, have you even looked at the subscriptions
I've got
you have
like
on any of the
gaming
social media?
subscriptions from like years ago when I was a teenager. I was looking at my credit cards and what on earth am I being charged for?
Do you still play Fortnite, for instance?
No. I wish I had time for that.
Sorry, that was deep. That was a bit too deep. Evie, so you would obviously go for a subscription type thing, but are you aware of how many subscriptions you actually have?
Oh, dude, I try and keep on top of it, eh? I really do. I am pretty much aware. I am quite pedantic around what comes off my account.
No doubt, my friend.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, being a family man and, you know, having to take care of everyone
an
else.
A-type personality.
I need to know exactly what's going on. So in that regard, I think I'm pretty on top of things. But of course, there are always something that you can find to sacrifice on. When it comes to things like skincare, we know that it is important, like Raul said, to take care of your skin, but we also do know that these things can become very, very pricey.
Yeah.
And the fact that we are conditioned to have, you have to have this entire range and to look after yourself. It's super.
We've spoken about pink tax as well for women, how much more skincare products are positioned for women under this kind of veil of terror. If you don't use them, you're going to age twice as fast as you could. So we feel your pain. Well, of course, we asked you guys online to give us some sane, cogent answers. So let's see what everyone is thinking about this interesting conundrum.
Yeah, comments coming through. Clarissa Miller says, I would choose B because some people have chronic skin conditions and needs that extra TLC.
For sure.
Definitely agree with that, Clarissa.
For sure. Tabang says B as well. I can't live without skin products. They are my needs. So there we go. So definitely sacrificing there.
Yeah. Gary Oakham says, I only have
DS.
Cancelling, cancelling them isn't an option.
Okay.
I see what he says. He's got some my skincare products.
TV subscription.
I've got something similar going on, so I understand when you got that kind of portal. But Gary, thank you so much for that. And then Louise saying B, please. Don't worry, we're not going to force you to make the change. You don't have to do it unless your life calls for it, man. Yeah. It does raise a couple of interesting questions about where does that line lie for you? Is it emotional? Is it the support structures around you? Think very clearly. Finding the balance between the necessities and the luxuries, or those perceived luxuries that might be more important to you, takes discipline and I think most importantly, honesty, like the gents here. So whilst we can all enjoy the finer things in life, saving should always be our biggest priority. And also drinking more water. Your future self will thank you for it in spades.
90% of South Africans can't afford to retire. Start saving in a Nedbank Just Invest account. Choose a rate of up to 8.75% and make additional deposits when you have extra money. Join the bank that's best for your savings goals.
I just want to add to that. I went through the exercise with couples in the 50s, 60s range, moving into the 70s, looking at those different savings vehicles geared for your different phases of life. There is so much power and control still in your hands. If you've got a bit of income or you've got a little bit saved to plug into that kind of interest rate, it's never too late.
There we have it. All right. Hopefully that resonated with some of you at home. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we said it's all about taking care of inside of your home. And we're going to take a look at what care really means. We've got Kelly Jacobs with us. She's going to unpack exactly how do we go about showing ultimate care to our family members.
And speaking of care, let's care for the kids as well. Let's talk about a lifestyle and a healthy lifestyle at that. So why kids should be active, we're going to dive into that conversation and give you all the reasons to do that and more. Don't go anywhere.
This September on Expresso, celebrate Pharmacy Month by telling us who your favorite pharmacist is for the chance to win R1,000 cash each weekday with Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave. Check out the competition post on Expresso's social media pages. Tell us who your favorite pharmacist is and why, and include the hashtag sponsors of Brave to enter. T's and C's apply and can be found on expressoshow.com.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Introducing Panado Pediatric Syrup 5 ml sachets. They're really convenient to pack and easy to use, so you're always prepared for pain and fever, anytime, anywhere.
You are tuned in to your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso right here on S3. It's a wonderful Wednesday morning and we're helping you take care of your family. And we are in the process of raising, of course, future leaders, mothers or fathers. And it is our duty to be an example so we can raise loving and caring kids. And this morning, joining us to discuss the importance of showing care in our families is Registered Counsellor Kelly Jacobs. Kelly, lovely to have you.
Thank you.
I'm glad we're talking about this because ultimately showing care, I mean, this is what we want in a family dynamic. But we are all from different backgrounds. The way that we show care to our families all looks different. But how do we classify what showing care really is? And how do we identify, I guess, how different families show care to one another?
I think for me personally, care is actually providing for each other's needs. And I'm talking about needs of a range of spectrum of things. For example, the physiological needs of a person and individual. Is the family safe? Are they safe in terms of their shelter? Are they safe in terms of their emotional needs? So it's providing what's necessary for their survival. So it can look different in different settings. So for example, different cultural backgrounds, of course, show up with care very differently. But I think what's fundamental is, are the family's basic needs met? And emotional needs also met, yeah.
And it's such a broad spectrum of care that we can focus on. But I do want to touch on the fact that we know this as we grow up, our experience and the experiences that we have in our own homes, under our own roofs, shape the people that we are, how we go about interacting with the world, how we go about interacting with other people.
Yeah.
Would you place a big emphasis on care in that scenario? Because, I mean, ultimately, we all grow up and we have to go flourish out there.
Absolutely. I think, yes, definitely it's important to place an emphasis on care because providing a safe and stable home really does make a difference to how we show up in the world. And children need that safety and security in particular. They need the security to know that they can handle different problems and challenges so that they can actually develop the autonomy that they need to go into the world as adults. If you had, for example, a father that was very direct and authoritarian, approaching a boss like that, for example, may trigger the same reactions if it wasn't necessarily provided in terms of security at a younger age. So I think it's extremely important and fundamental to how we develop and show up in our adult relationships late in life to ensure that the home environment was actually a provision of care and compassion so that people can feel safe, and we need it. It's extremely important.
Exactly, and I mean, especially if we're talking about lead by example, I mean, that in itself is a form of care as well, because this is what a child sees.
Absolutely.
And this is how they think it's the right way to go and interact. Which is why it's so important to be that stable family under one roof to grow and build those strong children. And I think also, when it comes to self-care, it really kicks into high gear when somebody in the household is not feeling well or is ill or unwell. How do you place emphasis on care with regards to that? And also, I think self-care when somebody comes down with a cold or a flu or something more serious.
Yes, especially if it's a primary caregiver that is quite ill or not necessarily taking care of their own needs. Of course, because of different circumstances, it affects the entire family dynamics. We know, for example, when a mom is ill and sick, and a mom is traditionally used, and I'm just using this as an example, but used to maybe ensuring that the kids are safe and the kids are also nurtured with what they need to fix the entire family dynamics. So self-care is extremely important in ensuring wellness and health is at the emphasis of our development as individuals and the family dynamics. So I think it's extremely important to take care of yourself, take care of your health, so that you can show up for the needs of others within the family system.
That's it. That self-care, I think, is ultimately very, very important. Now, we all know that care comes in doses.
Yes.
It comes and goes. Sometimes there's more care, sometimes there's a little bit less care. But tips for families from you, Kelly, this morning to really go about stepping up, showing up, and also increase the level of care that they can give. Because like we spoke about it, I mean, there's such a wide spectrum of different, I think, care boxes that we can tick.
Of course. I think it's important for families to check in with one another, for example. Check in with one another in terms of how their needs have been fostered. For example, you may find that somebody in the family may be quite ill or they're needing some time to rest, and that's where we also need to cover for one another. So it's important to do those check-ins with one another. It's important to also just check in terms of the basic needs. Sometimes they're not being necessarily well-fed or exercising, and where there are spaces that the family can also help lift one another up, it's important to also just hold that space for one another. It's not easy with everything that we've been faced now and the challenges that we've been faced, but to provide that community space and that safety net is extremely important.
Absolutely. Kelly, thank you. Always lovely getting some words of advice from the professional this morning. Make sure you take care of your family. Make sure that they're strong, healthy and happy. And I hope that we've unlocked another dose of care for you this morning, ensuring that holistic wellness is a priority for yourself and your family. But we're not quite done yet with focusing on your family. We're turning our attention to the kids now. It must be a Milo morning campaign. It's an incredible campaign, just getting kids active and ready.
Being a parent can be challenging, but stepping out is when things get real complicated. That's why new Panado Pediatric Syrup 5 ml sachets are here to make the job easier. They're really convenient to pack and easy to use, so you're always prepared for pain and fever, anytime, anywhere. Panado, a dose of care.
This morning, we have the privilege of diving deep into the amazing journey of the #MustBeAMilo morning campaign. And it's promoted the importance of sports for kids and leading into active lifestyles. And senior brand manager at Nestle Milo must be exhausted and so proud is Tumelo Ndlovu. He joins us to celebrate the impact and success of what has been an amazing initiative. Tumelo, welcome back, bud.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
You must be absolutely exhausted because you and your team have not stopped moving from school to school, putting your money where your mouth is. Now that we've arrived at this point, what have been some of the key insights and the impact of this campaign?
I think for us, one thing that's been very important is just breaking down the barriers to sports and breaking down the perceptions of sports. And what we saw through the campaign is I'm sure you guys saw in your comments as well. We saw in a lot of our comments, a lot of people sharing their videos of families just being active in sports and most importantly, having fun with it. So that was really awesome and just sharing the love throughout the whole campaign. For us, a really cool thing as well was the partnerships with South African sports legends. We worked with quite a lot of very inspiring people.
Amazing names, man.
Spua Chabalala to Mornay Steyn to Beast to Rachel Kolisi. We even worked with Dr. Kumalo and Warren Brosnian. So that was just quite awesome for us. And also with our Future Champs program, which I know we've spoken about a few times over here, already until this point, you mentioned we've been tirelessly going through different events throughout the whole year. Right now, we've engaged over 500,000 kids already to date to play sports. So, yeah, very positive for us.
It's massive, and it's got to be a bit of a risk when you push into that space because you just don't know how people are going to respond. What I've loved seeing is how many parents and kids have been prompted to do stuff together because of this.
Exactly.
So it's almost inverted, where it's the kids have offered a gateway to the rest of the family, which I love. Looking at the trends that have emerged here, was there a particular activity or a sport or range of that got the kids moving? What's been the biggest hit?
I think it's just making it easy for families and kids to participate in sports or physical activity, kind of just making it fun as well. I think when a lot of people think about sport, they think about being good at the sport and
the structure at the top tier.
Exactly. You don't have to be that type of person. As long as you participate in sport, there's so much you can benefit from holistically. There's so many lessons you can learn from sport.
And if kids are playing, that's got to be the first sign of a healthy community.
Exactly.
It really does, because it speaks to the body and to the mind. When you've got the ilk of the kind of stars that jumped on board, and I would imagine it would have been a no-brainer for all of them because this is their lifestyle, this is what they've derived so much value from. Why was this so important for this campaign to land properly?
They are very inspiring people, everyone that we've worked with. And I'm sure there are many followers know their stories. What we really appreciated about them was they really embody the values that we champion as Milo. Things like tenacity and grit and leadership and bravery and courage. And all of those things are things that you can learn through sport. So they're literally living proof that sport is a great teacher. Another really cool experience that we had was actually going to some schools with them. Like, say, for example, Spua Chabalala, we went back to his primary school. We went to a few different schools with some of the other sports stars, and the kids were really engaged. They also really shared some valuable lessons with them, some kind of skill share there, just to inspire them as well. The kids were very excited, so it was a really great experience.
Well, it's a full circle moment that I would imagine Shaba would have loved that as much as the kids would have loved that, to be in that space, to see, because he knows, chances are he's talking to a younger version of himself that is now the custodian of this. And it's like a sporting gene that we have in South Africa. Okay, I'm now combining World Cup and this conversation, everything together, because I can connect those dots. And I think you've allowed now those kids themselves to connect those dots. So we've got this beautiful foundation, over 500,000 kids engaged with. What's next? Because we've got to keep them moving now. What are we going to do to take this to the next level?
Exactly that. We just grow from strength to strength with our Future Champs program. We're aiming to get to 1 million by the end of this year, so we're not taking our foot off the pedal. Next year, it's more than 1 million, and just really continuing to give kids a positive experience of sports and a positive experience of active play, and just you know, spreading the message that sport teaches kids valuable life lessons, so don't stop.
Don't stop at all. I think most of my most valuable life lessons and the partnerships, the friendships that I have been born out of sport. And I love the fact that you haven't said talent once in this rich conversation. And I think it's worth parents and kids understanding that it doesn't start with talent. It starts with the passion and the love and just taking that first step. So thank you for helping so many, over 500,000 kids, dude, take that first step towards a better life. We love you guys at Milo. Thank you, bro.
Thanks, Graham.
This is why we are here, for these sorts of commercial partnerships where it matters most. And as we wrap up with the hashtag Must Be a Milo Morning campaign, let's remember that this is just the beginning. The spark ignited in our children's hearts as we've seen the positive impact that this campaign has made, that we have seen on their lives already, is going to continue to shine very brightly, in fact, brighter than ever before. So let's keep the momentum going. Let's encourage our kids to stay active, to pursue their passions, and most importantly, just enjoy the joy of sports.
Oh, there's so much joy there. You just see the faces. Now, we're going to carry on with the show right now, and we also have something fun that we dived into. We had a poll about France versus Uruguay, the big match that's taking place. We want to know what you thought in terms of who the winner was going to be. So maybe you can come to that poll as well, but we'll dive into that in just a bit. And we're diving into one of the big men behind the books. Yes, Malcolm Marx, the one and only, the enforcer. We're going to dive into that conversation and so much more straight after this.
Crouch, touch, but don't you dare pause. Because when you buy any of our favorite Clover products, keep the till slip handy and catch the Expresso Breakfast Show every weekday morning for more details on how to enter. While the Boks are battling for rugby's greatest prize, you can win your share of 80,000 rands worth of Weber Prize. So engage and win with rugby's greatest moments, brought to you with love by Clover.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
We are loving the Rugby World Cup, and we are loving having you join us for what is an amazing Wednesday morning. Though rugby's taken a bit of a break, so a chance for us to connect, and we're in the business of connecting you with the latest news from the Rugby World Cup 2023 with proud sponsors Total Energy.
Yeah, we're back talking rugby, man. It kicks off once again tomorrow. It commences once again, and we've really got a thrilling weekend ahead with the hosts taking on Uruguay tomorrow to kick it off. So we actually took a poll with our incredible team here at Expresso to see which team they think will come out victorious.
Don't laugh.
Take a look.
Who to win? France, Uruguay. It's France for me.
Definitely France. They're probably, I'd say, about 30-point difference.
France or Uruguay?
France, I don't know what is Uruguay.
France or Uruguay? Come on. France.
Get out of here.
Nikki? Uruguay or France?
Yeah, Nikki, France or Uruguay? France.
Well, what do you want, my heart or my head? My head says that France is going to win. My heart wishes Uruguay would.
Sharon, who do you think is taking it, Uruguay or France?
Definitely the blue, the French, definitely. France!
Maybe Uruguay will take it.
France versus Uruguay, who's winning it?
France.
Les, who's winning, France or Uruguay?
Uruguay.
Uruguay, okay.
France, of course.
France.
France!
Oh, you're a legend,
I'm just here for Courtney's answer. I don't even know what is
What
Uruguay.
is a Uruguay?
What is a Uruguay?
What is a Uruguay? Might have hit one on the road on the way to work this morning. Now, all due respect to Uruguay, because they made it to the World Cup.
Yeah.
And it's a hectic thing to make it that far, and we absolutely love them. But I think France, Zoe, have this one. They obviously stunned the world. Well, not most of the world. I think when they beat the All Blacks, I think people saw a chink in that armour. But that obviously resulted in getting 86% of our crew choosing France as the team that that will take the win.
Listen, it's not all bad news for Uruguay, obviously. Now, 13% of our crew think that they're going to knock it. Yeah, they're going to knock it out the park with a victorious outcome. And we have had a surprising indecisive vote that had our team members wanting to choose with their heart and mind. So,
is Courtney the 1%?
Yeah,
the why is Uruguay. What is Uruguay? When is Uruguay? So we want to hear from you guys at home, and you can vote with your heart, your head, however you view the game. We are there for that. And of course, the big one, the clash between France and Uruguay. You can vote on our social media pages using hashtag TotalEnergiesClub in your answer.
Just like in rugby, it's uniting our energies that helps us move forward.
All right. We want you to get ready once again to dive into a captivating journey of a rugby sensation. A true force of nature on the field. He is our national hero. We absolutely love this guy because of what he means to the team. Today we find out a little bit more about the remarkable rise of Malcolm Marx.
What a powerhouse.
He's a monster man and we love him. He's synonymous with, well, a ridiculous amount of strength, determination, and I think a level of excellence. This guy plays with a level of nuance and skill that belies his size and strength. He has got the nuances and the deft touch of a backline player. Just because he weighs as much as he does and is that powerful and anchors a scrum, look at that.
Look, this man is dangerous on the field.
And over the ball, I don't think there is anyone stronger over the ball, to be quite honest, in a ruck. But look at him. How many tries has he finished?
I mean, come on. But I'm glad we're doing this because sometimes we look at these heroes of ours, but we want to know the backstory as well.
This is
story. What we're doing. Exactly. So, I mean, from youth tournaments, Malcolm Marx's journey to rugby stardom began when he actually represented the Golden Lions at various youth tournaments, including the 2007 Under-13 Craven Week competition and the 2010 Under-16 Grant Como Week competition. So
how old do I feel right now, man?
Out the gates, man. Early out the gates.
His pedigree definitely continued, though. So his schooling years also had him attending King Edward School in Johannesburg. And this period played quite a crucial role in his development as a rugby player. It contributed to his rise through the ranks, and I think that's definitely where you set up that sort of systematic approach to, all right, this is how we take our steps through rugby, this is where I want to go next, that's the team I want to make, and eventually, you know what I mean?
Well, that's what the goals, schools like Cares and those schools in that kind of little set in Joburg, that we've got a lot to thank them for because they've birthed some amazing careers. But of course, he needed to take that big step up, and it came in 2011. Marx's talents obviously caught the attention of selectors, leading to his inclusion in the South African Academy side, and that's where he smashed down the door. Standout performances in 2012 in the Under-18 Craven Week competition. I think he looked like he'd been playing senior rugby for years, and that earned him a spot in the South African school side where he faced off against France and England, and that was back in 2012.
Yeah, and if we talk about club and provincial successes, his career continued to flourish as he played for UJ in the 2013 Varsity Cup competition. He also made a name for himself with the Golden Lions Under-19 side during the 2013 Under-19 Provincial Championship, earning recognition as the Golden Lions Under-19 Forward of the Year.
Oh, you can clearly
and he stayed there. He just stayed there.
He stayed there. The international stardom has just remained. I think the bar's just every year incrementally gotten higher and higher. Literally, man. So, I mean, his journey reached its pinnacle, I think, when he earned his first cap for the Springboks in 2016. Now, despite a challenging debut against New Zealand, he persevered and became a regular starter for the national team, and his standout performances, including a memorable match against New Zealand. I think this is what solidified his status as a world-class hooker and earned him prestigious awards like SA Rugby's Player of the Year and SA Rugby Young Player of the Year. Moreover, he played a crucial role in South Africa's historic 2019 Rugby World Cup victory, yes, cementing his legacy as one of the greatest Springbok forwards. What
is he the captain of the bomb squad? I think we're going to have to officially dub him that. And now we've got 7 in the bomb squad. It's looking crazy, man.
It's a bomb team.
But he is, I think few people have seen how he has taken on. So he's got the baseline skills of a hooker down. He is a massive scrummager as well. So we forget that he does all that in the tight. You don't even notice what he does. But his effective play in the loose, how he can carry, how he can get over that ball, he is honestly one of our greatest assets.
You're 100% right.
There we go. So there we have it. Malcolm Marx, my friends.
It must have been love.
Must have been love. love at all. So now you know just a little bit more. All right, time to take a very quick break. When we come back, I'm going to be testing these two gents' knowledge around South Africa. Yes. Lekker julle. Kom ons kyk of julle rooi kan ref vanoggend. And then, of course, Zoe is also out and about. She's exploring the beautiful Cape wine route, so stick around for that.
Nice. Listen, guys, I don't know if you heard, though, there's been like crazy sound checks going on. It feels like I've been taken into another world. There's a band coming through, a pop rock band. They got the name of Marina, and they are here. Look at that!
That is the strongest hair game we have ever seen on this show. The sound is even more hardcore. Now, these are dyed in the perm rockers. They are absolutely phenomenal, and they're here just for you. We'll see you in a night.
South Africans know tough. It's built into our DNA. We know how to outweather and outlast the harshest conditions. When the cracks start to show, we go the extra mile. Our strength is legendary. Our resilience, iconic. And despite the odds, we know what gets the job done. Mycotex, strong enough to endure anything.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
What is it?
Welcome back, your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's the middle of the week, but it feels like we are entering the weekend, especially when you see these superstars standing next to you. They're joining us on the Expresso stage. We're talking about pop rock musical band, and they go by the name of Marine. And they are definitely a force to be reckoned with on the rock scene. Now, the band's sound is a fusion of epic riffs, electronic vibes, and sing-along choruses that will have you hooked from the first note. And I can tell you, just hearing the sound check, I'm liking, I'm subscribing. You got your biggest fan out here. First thing, guys, how are we doing?
Very good. No complaints. It's a bit chilly this morning, but other than that, I'm pretty happy to be wearing this.
I didn't notice it was chilly because the way you look already, it is fire. You brought the heat this morning. Let's talk about the band. Let's talk about how this craziness came together, this fusion of like just magic for me. How did it all start?
Well, you know, all of us knuckleheads got in the same room together. We decided that we wanted to be larger than life. We wanted to do something that we never seen before. We wanted to put on a show. We wanted to give you a spectacle and an experience. And so we said, hey, let's start Marine. Let's get out there. Let's give people the show they deserve. And let's go and make sure that when we perform, we're putting on one hell of a spectacle, one hell of a show, one hell of an experience that gives people what they, you know, pay good money to go and see.
Yeah.
So yeah, when we got together, we all had the same goal of putting on that show. We all loved the same music, and we said, hey, let's do it. Let's get out there and get going.
Yeah, and it's that kind of feeling like, I don't know what it is. It reminds you of when I was younger, watching like cartoons, hearing those soundtracks. You just want to rock to everything. Like, you sometimes don't even know what they're saying, but you're just like out there feeling it. I love the fact that you're sharing that with us. I think you're representing an era and a sound of music that isn't pushed hard enough in this country. So we're grateful for that. A lot of Mzansi's going to celebrate it, but let's celebrate something right now. You've got an epic album launch, Rising After Midnight. This is huge. This is something to celebrate. How did the project come together? What was the idea behind it all? Take me through this, Ollie.
So the idea behind it was that we had these songs that we've been performing for a long time, and we always found that they were crowd favorites.
Okay.
And so we said to ourselves, you know what, we need to make a mark, we need to make a statement. And so we went into studio and we just laid it all out. We put it down, and when we released it, we got a lot of good feedback. We've been getting a lot of traction on the official SA Spotify rock playlist for the country. We debuted like number 4.
What? That is huge.
Yeah, so it was quite an experience.
Oh man, this is exciting stuff. And I just want to ask this question of like the fact that you started off knuckleheads coming together, doing something fun. Did you ever think you'd end up on a stage like this, performing in front of Mzansi live TV?
I mean, you can always dream.
Yeah.
You can always, like, everything is within, like, distance if you just work for it.
Yeah, that's the thing is, you know, I think the difference between a dream and a goal is the steps in between. And so with us, you know, we set goals in place and we make sure we work for it. And if, you know, people say, oh, you know, it's luck. Well, the thing is, you're very lucky if you work very hard. And we work exceptionally hard.
I don't see any luck here. I just see hard work and incredible talent. And you're going to find out exactly what I'm talking about in just a bit. Mzansi, they're going to be performing. They're going to be slaying. They're going to be showing you exactly why you pay good money to see good performances too. So we're going to be sharing that in just a bit. But before we do, of course, official duties must commence. And it's time for the news headlines.
Thank you so much, Raul. 5 minutes to 7 o'clock. Let's get into your news. Another round in your national news this morning. The Nelson Mandela Bay Metro is busy with preparations to collect the 1.6 billion rand that businesses in the area owe it for water and electricity. Now, the Metro has given defaulters an ultimatum of 7 days to make payment arrangements if they wish to avoid having their water or power supply cut off. The Metro's mayoral committee member for infrastructure and engineering works, Kanya Nkisa, says the Metro is not afraid to act against culprits. And the head of the Special Investigation Unit, the SIU, Andy Motibi, has confirmed that a number of politicians' names are mentioned in the intelligence report on allegations of sabotage and looting at Eskom. The SIU and other law enforcement agencies appeared before SCOPA, Parliament's Standing Committee on Public Accounts. They informed MPs of the investigations into the report, which was commissioned by Eskom's previous CEO, Andre de Ruyter. Motibi says they first have to complete the investigation and collect evidence before names can be announced. Making international news headlines this morning, Russia's President Vladimir Putin says the criminal prosecution of former U.S. President Donald Trump is politically motivated and shows the rot of the American political system. He says America can no longer pretend it can teach other countries something about democracy. He also said the upcoming U.S. presidential election will not change the relations between Russia and the U.S. Meanwhile, Putin and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un will reportedly meet later this week. Kim crossed the border into Russia by armored train yesterday morning. And the flooding in the east of Libya has reached crisis proportions. At least 2,300 people have died after heavy rains from Storm Daniel hit Greece this week. At least 10,000 more people are missing. 2 dams and 4 bridges in the port city of Derna have collapsed, as well as numerous buildings and most of the cities underwater. Libya's second largest city, Benghazi, was also hit by the storm. Aid has been sent from Egypt, Iran, Turkey, Algeria, Italy, and the UAE. And we end up with this story. A spotless giraffe calf has been seen in Namibia. Now, it's thought to be one of the very first of its kind to be spotted in its natural habitat. Another was born in July in a zoo in Tennessee in the US. The public voted to name it Kipiki, a Swahili word for unique. Conservation organization Giraffe Conservation Foundation posted on Facebook and said this: only weeks after the birth of a spotless giraffe in the US, the first spotless giraffe has been sighted in the wild in Africa. Now, it was photographed near Namibia's Mount Echo Safari Lodge, running alongside its mother, and too adorable for words. That's where we leave you news headlines for now. We'll be back with another update at 8 o'clock.
Let's dive into our sport, and we wanted a turnaround, and that's what we got, a thrilling showdown at the JB Marks Oval in Potchefstroom. At the heart of it, Aiden Markram's magnificent unbeaten century, propelling the Proteas to a commanding 111-run triumph over Australia, vitally in that third one-day international. So Markram's remarkable innings featured 4 sixes, 9 fours, and helped the team culminate a total of 338 for 6. Quinton de Kock and Temba Bavuma also playing a massive role, igniting the Proteas charge with a 146-run opening stand to get us going, while Gerald Coetzee's 4-wicket haul decimated the Australian lineup, limiting them to a paltry 227. So I turn our eyes to the 4th ODI that happens on Friday. Now, a story that continues to evolve in rugby. England flanker Tom Curry might be breathing a sigh of relief. He's been handed a 2-match suspension after receiving that red card during the Rugby World Cup clash against Argentina over last weekend. So Curry was sent off early in the game for a dangerous head-on-head tackle, and despite the potential of a 6-week game suspension, an independent disciplinary committee considered all mitigating factors, leading to a reduction in that penalty, thankfully. So Curry will miss England's upcoming Pool D matches against Japan and Chile, which is not a train smash from their perspective, but he will be able to return for that potential speed bump in the form of Samoa on October the 7th. Now we turn to footballing news. Great news for our national fold in an international friendly at Orlando Stadium in Soweto yesterday. Bafana continued their brilliant form against the DRC, clinching a 1-0 victory. Lyle Foster was the man of the moment, netting that sole goal of the game. Nice positive outcome for coach Hugo Broos ahead of the Africa Cup of Nations in Ivory Coast early next year. And then, of course, the big one, the 2026 World Cup qualifiers starting in November. So Broos made 7 changes to that starting lineup from the previous 0-0 draw against our northern Namibian neighbours, introducing Ricardo Goss, Motobi Mvala, and Yiko Mobi, Mlungisi Munjana, Mhlali Mayambela, Zakela Lepesa, and Percy Tau back into the mix, and they got the job done. Now, this story continues to evolve on the broader footballing platform. Let's now hone in on the former Spanish Football Federation president, Luis Rubiales, who is now set to appear in court, and that's this week on Friday as part of an investigation into the alleged non-consensual kiss he forcibly planted on Jenny Hermosa's lips following the Women's World Cup final, of course, Spain winning it. Now, a Madrid court has summoned Rubiales to appear as an accused party, facing accusations of, quote, sexual assault. And while Rubiales maintains the kiss was consensual, Hermoso disagrees. And the National Court's judge, Francisco de Jorge, admitted a complaint filed by Spanish prosecutors, citing potential, and again we quote, crimes of sexual assault and coercion. And recent changes in the Spanish Penal Code categorize non-consensual kisses as sexual assault. So once again, we will certainly watch that space. But that's where we leave our sport for this hour. The roads will be waking up. Let's get the latest on the traffic front.
Thanks so much, G-Man. It's time to take a look at traffic this morning for many of us heading out on the roads. And if you are in the Cape Town area, the road has been closed on the N2 inbound, and that's after the Borchards Quarry Road. And this is towards the airport due to an accident involving a pedestrian. So please use an alternative route and stay safe on the roads. And again, for anybody heading out there, plan accordingly, stay safe, and buckle up. From the road to the sky, let's find out what's happening in the weather. Diving into weather news right now, the SA Weather Service has issued a nationwide warning of a cold front sweeping across the country this week, with its initial impact being felt in Gauteng, Limpopo, and Mpumalanga last night. While it may seem unusual to experience such cold weather during spring, weather forecasters Wayne Fenter says such cold fronts are typical for this time of the year. And moreover, parts of Namakwaland are unexpectedly experiencing snowfall during spring. Now, the cold front has brought frigid temperatures, blanketing nearby mountains with snow. And the Kamiesberg area near Calvinia is particularly affected, with temperatures plummeting below 0. Now, further snowfall was also expected last night, with temperatures as low as -2 degrees. However, it's anticipated that temperatures will gradually warm up as the week progresses. Well, let's see exactly how those temperatures are moving along, and we can look at Polokwane first. 7 is your low up to a high of 17 degrees. Mobela starts the day at 9 up to 19. Pretoria looks like a chilly start of 7 up to a moderate 21 degrees. And Johannesburg, chilly conditions look like the cold fronts coming through from 6 up to a max of 19 degrees Celsius. Over in Mahikeng, looks like similar conditions from 8 up to a high of 24 degrees. Klerksdorp brings the sunny skies from 9 up to 24. Much the same for Kimberley, starting temperature of 9, moving up to a max of 26. And Bloemfontein, a chilly start of 5 degrees up to a moderate 24 degrees Celsius. Over in the coast now and in Richards Bay, looks like the day starts at a low of 14 up to 20 degrees Celsius. Pietermaritzburg sees the day starting at 9 up to 23. Durban sees the day starting at a moderate 14 degrees up to 22. And Mthatha, 9 being your low up to a high of 26 degrees Celsius. Carrying on around the coast now, it looks like the sunny skies continue from 14 up to 24 for East London. Cradock sees the day starting at 12 up to a nice warm 27. GQ Gqeberha, 11 up to 24. And George, sunny skies from 8 up to 25 degrees Celsius. And around the coast to the mother city, it looks like the rain has almost completely disappeared. 12 is low up to 19 degrees for your maximum. Worcester sees the day starting at 7 up to 24. Sutherland, a very chilly start of 1 degree up to a max of 20. And then Uppington, moving from 7 up to a nice warm sunny 28 degrees Celsius. Thank you, Mzansi. We'll do this all again and hopefully dive into potentially some sunrise views, but we'll definitely report on the weather. But for now, though, let's get into the rest of this magic.
Thank you so much, Nature Boy. We are gearing up, as you can see, for our first segment of our culinary hotline. Stick around. The incredible Kanyisa Malabi is joining us in the studio to make some epic dishes. You want to stay around for this one. And then we're going to hit the road and travel a little bit with Zoe as she explores the beautiful Cape Winelands. Absolutely beautiful. That and a whole lot more. It's lekker to hang out with you in the morning. See you now.
Crouch, touch, but don't you dare pause. Because when you buy any of our favorite Clover products, keep the till slip handy and catch the Expresso breakfast show every weekday morning for more details on how to enter. While the Boks are battling for rugby's greatest prize, you can win your share of 80,000 rands worth of Weber Braais. So engage and win with rugby's greatest moments, brought to you with love by Clover.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso right here on S3. We're having a whole lot of fun this morning. It's our wonderful Fresh Wednesday. Now, up next, are you proudly South African or just a visitor? Now, that's what we want to know. We're going to test your knowledge and culture and love for the Rainbow Nation with our How Full South African Are You quiz. Drukomuniroy, Papa. Answer these fun questions with us this morning to see how much of Mzansi expert you truly are. So we got our boys here. We're going to test your knowledge on how full South African are you. Are you ready? Okay, kom ons doen it. Kom ons doen it. The first question, my friends. In South Africa, what is the term for traffic lights?
It's a robot.
Yeah. It's a robot.
It's a robot.
Yeah.
It is a robot. Indeed, you are correct. You guys...
I wonder if there's anywhere else in the world.
I would never forget, back in my younger years when I was modeling in Thailand, rocked up to a modeling gig with my co-model, and she found out that it was South African. She's like, you know what, you guys are the only people in the world that refer to traffic lights as robots. So there we go. We'll own it.
We're in the future, we're robots.
The robots, yes, all right.
We're not far away from that, I'm sure.
Luckily they stay where they are, which is fine. Second question for you guys. Which South African music style combines traditional African rhythms with Western pop influences?
Afro pop?
Maybe I'm a piano, maybe?
Kind of.
Okay.
I'm a piano
not all, a...
Boom. music.
Okay, so you're going to go with that?
I think so. I'm a piano, yeah.
I'm a piano, and?
I'll go with Afro pop.
Afro pop. Let's see what that answer is.
What is it?
I'm
actually so disappointed in myself.
Come on, it is the OG.
I think Kwaito kind of stands alone and combining nothing, man. Kwaito's Kwaito.
Exactly. Nothing like
I'm so sorry.
Fair game.
Next question. Which South African comedian and television host gained international fame for his satirical humor? Come on now.
Well, Trevor Noah? I don't know.
There's lots of them.
Satirical, Shapiro, satirical? I don't know.
International fame, yeah.
International.
Yeah.
That's what I said,
Yeah.
I also think it's got to be
Trevor. Trevor Noah?
Trevor Noah?
Yeah,
Trevor Noah.
Yes.
Come on, man.
For me, he also transcended. He became like an American political expert.
I
think that just speaks to the intelligence of the man.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, so far you are good. You're full South African.
We're lekker.
What is the South African greeting? And you guys can get involved here as well. That means hello or how are you?
Who's it?
Who's it?
Well, I guess acceptable.
Who's it? There's so many. There's like whoosh, away, how's it?
Nah.
Let's choose one.
Has it?
Has it?
Has it?
Has it?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. We just come from different areas.
There's our cameraman.
Same.
He came from a Mamsum Toti. I came from Joburg.
Exactly. But how's it, man? How's it, boys? Last question here. What is the national flower of South African, or that is South Africa known, or that makes South Africa known for its vibrancy?
Protea maximus, the Protea.
Yeah. Almost went to what was the province was like a Diza or something like that? Yeah, but I'm not the Proteas.
Don't confuse us now, bro. We've done so well, bro. It's got to be the king of all.
Well done. You guys got everything right except Kwaito, but I knew in the back of your heads you knew that.
That was a bit spicy. Yeah, no, that was a little bit ambiguous, but no, I get it.
Fantastic. Love it, love it, love it. We are proudly South African. Now, here's the thing. You stand a chance to win a 2,000 Rand shopping voucher. Simply reply to the competition post on the Expresso Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram page and share your proudly South African vibe with us by telling us how will you be going full South African this Heritage Month. Now, don't forget to include that hashtag #GotGame. The competition closes on Monday, the 25th of September at midnight. Remember, T's and C's do apply, and you can find it on our website, expressoshow.com. But I'm not done yet. Stay right there. Here's another chance for you to win some extra cash as well. So what you can do is you can head to Game Store's social media page to see what influencers you should be following this Heritage Month and stand a chance to win a 1,000 Rand shopping voucher each week. Lekker, lekker. And also, furthermore, mark your calendar for Saturday, the 23rd of September. Rugby legends Bakkies Botha will be in store at Game in Menlyn in Johannesburg, along with Pat Lambie at Gateway in KwaZulu-Natal, and the man himself, Brayton Paulson, in store at Canal Walk, Cape Town. Go get your autographs. There we have it. Well done,
absolute
boys.
legends. And they're the kind of guys that will stay there till like midnight to take a photo with every person that is there. Just don't ask them to sign autographs, guys. That's like last century, eh? Just photos, man.
Just selfies,
Just selfies, please, man, because that slows the line down for these guys. Absolutely love them, man. Really, really cool. So on that note, seeing as we are going fully South African, let's embrace our heritage right now and explore our incredible back garden.
Yeah, it's time to get ready for an unforgettable journey. You've heard all about it. It's time to find out more with Zoe as she invites us to savor priceless moments. And that's with MasterCard in the heart of the Cape Wine Route. Yes, she's experiencing the beauty, the taste, and the culture of this remarkable destination. So let's take a look.
I'm not jealous at all.
Not at all.
In the heart of nature's bounty, where the vineyards stretch as far as the eye can see, an unforgettable experience awaits. Join me and immerse yourself in the heritage, the passion, and the craftsmanship that goes into every sip of wine and every single plate of food as we unlock a world of priceless memories with myself, MasterCard, and the Cape Wine Route. James, as a partner of the MasterCard travel campaign, can you tell me some of the key and incredible things that people can experience here at Silver Mist Estate?
La Colombe is a fine dining restaurant that focuses on multi-course tasting menus. So we used to be on a wine farm right in the valley, Constantia Eitzach, and about 10 years ago now, we moved up here, and I think that gave us a completely new perspective on our food and the way we presented food and cooked and everything. It was then very French Asian, and I'd like to say it is globally inspired food now. So I really enjoy traveling. I generally try and do a food trip once or twice a year so that I'm not cooking with the same inspirations that everyone else is in South Africa. I've got inspirations from around the world. You'll find flavors of Thailand, you'll find a few flavors of Mexico, and then obviously some South African things, but generally it's inspired from our travels around the world. In terms of our wine pairings, I work very closely with our sommeliers, and although the food may be inspired globally, the wine pairings are generally local wines, that a lot of them grown right here in this valley.
Why do you love to make use of local produce?
Previously, I used to import a lot, and in more recent years, we've tried to use what's available locally, and I suppose the biggest benefit of it is just the freshness of it. When I worked overseas, all of the citrus we used in England, for instance, was all South African, A-grade citrus. In recent years, we've been working closer with citrus farms, and then we get first pick of what's available. So at the moment, on our bread and charcuterie, for instance, the fish is local trout, the duck comes from KZN, the wagyu we source from the Karoo, flowers, which I use a lot of, and microherbs from just down the road in Hout Bay. So I try to keep everything as local as I can, mainly because I can get it on the day and it's fresh and it's evident.
Thank you very much. MasterCard has really made it so accessible and convenient for people to just really arrive at these world-class destinations. You don't have to worry about cash because you can simply tap your card and really get the full experience. Hi, good, how are you?
Good to see you, man. Please come.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, I'm very excited. As a partner on the MasterCard travel campaign, what can people expect when they come to Bo Constantia?
It's right at the top of the Constantia Valley, and the views are insane. It's an incredible small boutique wine farm, Bo Constantia. Everything from wine tasting and cheese platters, and in the bottom floor we have the chef's warehouse, Bo Constantia, which I'm in charge of.
How has having a partner like MasterCard benefited the Constantia wine route?
Well, it brings more people to the area. Constantia Valley is a very small boutique wine valley, you know, with some amazing big farms, some amazing small farms. Allowing people to come in and experience that is pretty awesome, bringing a lot of new faces to the Constantia wine route and a lot of new palates.
Why is it so important for you to make use of local produce?
I mean, our dishes are seriously focused on local ingredients and local produce and seasonal. So not just only local produce and local farmers and local growers that we have in our surroundings, local producers and local makers, local crockery makers, local blacksmiths and local artists to help build what we do here, you know. It's really about supporting local community first. Yeah, so our wine list you'll find is 100% local. Our food menu is all sourced locally, yeah.
how do you pair your wines and dishes together?
It's very much a team effort, very much a collaborative effort. We all get together, we create the dish first, and then we all try the dish together with a selection of different wines together, really to come together to find a collective answer to what works best with the style of dish.
As a restaurateur and executive chef, what advice would you give other aspiring young chefs to also make their mark on the tourism industry?
Get started, know what you're in for. It's certainly not a life of glamour and glitz. It's a hard profession, and it's a lot of hours, and you gotta love what you do at the end of the day.
I've always wanted to do this, and I understood how much work was needed for it, and I was prepared to do that. But I do feel that if you go into it half-heartedly, then you're never gonna get where you really want to.
Whether you're enjoying a world-class wine tasting experience or indulging in some fine dining, you can create priceless moments with MasterCard along the Cape Wine route. Spend 500 Rand or more using your MasterCard at participating wine farms and get 100 Rand off your wine tasting.
So I'm not jealous, are you? No, it's fine. Don't worry though. If you got your MasterCard, you can just swipe and also get some of that action. And speaking of action, a lot of it coming up in your Feel Good Breakfast show. We've got Mbali and Schlappo sharing some cleaning hacks. And then we've got some of this. Yeah, we're rocking on the Marine in just a bit. Don't go anywhere.
South Africa needs to South Africa now more than ever before. Mabena, don't disappoint. In these dark times, we are at a crossroads. We need to bring the flavor. We are hungry for it. We need to dial up the culture. This Heritage Month, we are going full South African. And nothing is more South African than shopping at Games. Because Games got you, and you've got Games.
Let's go! Let's go!
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back, you beauties. Yes, we will be rocking out with Marine in just a moment, but right now we want to talk about enhancing your life. And Vodacom have launched their incredible brand new Enhance feature. And it does bear a little bit of deep diving here because there are so many nuances to this that could really help you. It allows you to personalize your new or your existing contract, okay? So that you can have extra access to the things that matter most to you, the stuff that you actually rely on, whether that's more music, maybe gaming, maybe streaming content, even exciting and excitable if your heart rate goes up, wearable tech, we're talking buds. A lot of us have something that we need and that we rely on. So to celebrate this, they are giving one lucky viewer the chance to win 3,000 Rand.
Nice, I like that. All you have to do is tell us which benefit you choose to enhance your contract, and we are curious to see what people have chosen so far.
Yeah, man. I mean, if you could, what would it be? We were talking about fitness watches and kind of that sort of thing. The tech for me
there's
is
music, there's streaming, there's gaming, there's the wearable tech. I love my gadgets, dude. So wearable tech for me is definitely
completely,
one, especially in the fitness space as well. And yeah, just keeping track of what I do. I love it, man. I really do.
I've started to delve a lot more into curated music now, giving myself little playlists.
Well, you got to have the
training and stuff. Yeah, 100%. And it makes such a massive difference when I'm training and when I'm doing rehab, dude.
Yeah.
If I need like a rock out, 80s rock song to get me through those hard yards. For me, the music does play a vital role because it speaks to not just the functionality of my life, but what really matters to me. And that's what I love about Enhance. So I think, unfortunately, we can't enter the competition, but you can, okay? It's still open and you still have a chance to win that 3,000 Rand. What you've got to do, and I would suggest you do a bit of research or thinking for yourself, simply tell us which benefit you'd love to enhance your contract with. Would you want more access to music? Is gaming what gets you up and running? Streaming content, what gets you through your day? Maybe some exciting wearable tech like Evis and I to help you reach those fitness goals. We'd love to know.
Absolutely. So what you need to do, share your answer with us on the Expresso Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram pages using that hashtag #EnhanceWithVodacom, and you could be our lucky winner. Remember, for all of the T's and C's, you can just visit our website, expressoshow.com.
Yeah, so let's see where you guys are leaning towards and take a look at some of the features that jumped off the page for you. Nikki's saying, I agree with mostly everyone. Music is medicine. Yeah. Give me more. Well, you can have more. It gets you through the toughest of times and is an expression according to your mood.
For sure.
It's a part of who we are, man.
It's a part of who we are. Camila comes through and says, streaming. I like watching music videos and my favorite series as well. I mean, that's a big thing. I mean, people, that's what we do. We stream. We use a lot of data on streaming.
You travel a lot as well. You want to be able to download, stream, do those sorts of things. So all of this speaks to your lifestyle. Which elements do you want to enhance? And remember, this is available to new and pre-existing contract customers as well. So go and have a look, see what you want to enhance. In fact, I need to enhance my life right now with some rock. Please, Ra.
Oh, ask and I shall deliver. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you want to brace yourselves. Sit tight, hold on, because this next performance is going to blow you away. Now, they've been performing at sold-out shows throughout the week, and here's every reason why. We're talking about Nightcrawler. This is Marine. Enjoy.
Got your heart in my hand. Clock's ticking as the hours pass. There's no turning back. He's in the dark, set to attack. Nightcrawler, rising after midnight. Nightcrawler, rising after midnight. Beat of your heart, claws scratching out the mood's fine art. Coming for you. And there's nothing that you can do. Consider my lips a lay. 'Cause this is where the talking ends. Nightcrawler, rising after midnight. Nightcrawler, rising after midnight. Nightcrawler, rising after midnight. Nightcrawler, rising.
Whoa, the rock legends have arrived. I absolutely love that, Mzansi. Don't go anywhere. Marino coming at us with more energy, more gears, more fire just after this. Whoa, Nightcrawler, rising after midnight.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Good morning, South Africa, and welcome to the Expresso Kitchen on a Wednesday, which means it must be the Culinary Hotline Bling! I said it's the Culinary Hotline Bling! That's a little better, that's a little better. Welcome to the kitchen. I have a very special guest in the kitchen with me today who is about to take us on a culinary journey. It is someone who tells stories through food. My kind of person. Kanyisa Malavi, welcome to the kitchen. I think you need a round of applause, okay? Can I just say, for the past few months, I've just been hearing your name everywhere, and then I see this beautiful cookbook, which honestly, one of the most beautiful, not just cookbooks, books I've seen in a very long time. That needs to be on every South African home, on the coffee table. It's amazing. Welcome to the kitchen.
Thank you.
I am so excited to meet you. This is amazing. Very excited. You're cooking some delicious stuff. We're starting off with breakfast this morning.
Yes.
Please tell us what we've been making.
We're going to start with my one of my signature dishes, inspired by my Scandinavian living, which is a salmon dish. So it's a breakfast dish. It's under the recipe dinner breakfast for two. So that breakfast meal to impress.
And if you're starting the day on the best foot forward and you're having that one-on-one, life can only just get better. Let's do a swap. You can come to the side of me. I'm very excited. Breakfast for two. So I see we've got some salmon you spoke about, Norwegian salmon.
Yes.
We've got some poached eggs, so it's giving all the breakfast vibes. Yes. Where do we begin?
So firstly, we have marinated the salmon and soaked it in lemon overnight so that it almost cooked, semi-cooked. So we're going to start with that.
I am your sous chef today. You tell me what you need. And
you can just
cool. So are we chopping this up?
Yes, we have to check.
Perfect. And I like the idea of kind of marinating the fish in, or fish in general, marinating it in an acid. The texture changes so much.
Yes.
Becomes nice and firm. But the flavor also elevates, because we know adding acid to food brightens everything. So I love this idea. Also, thinking about it now, people that are not really caught on yet to raw fish or smoked fish or cured fish, this is great, because that's like that middle, you still got that smoky flavor, all that texture, but it's been cured, it's been cooked already.
Absolutely.
So I love that. So I'll give this a chop, and then salmon being chopped, am I doing the right thing?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
You're doing just fine.
What is next? Salmon chopped, ready to go.
Okay, and then, yes, we take in our salmon.
So give it a good mix, and that's some cream cheese.
Give you a tip. You can take it back.
Please,
Yes.
Put it back. Okay, yes, I'm ready for. I love the tips.
Take your cream cheese and almost with a knife spread it together.
I need a demonstration. Please show me. South Africa, if you have any questions this morning, please give us send us a WhatsApp, a voice note, words. That number is 0634088863. Send us your voice notes if you have any culinary questions for Kanisa or myself. Here's the demonstration. Okay, so you kind of like, almost like we do with garlic, you kind of like just. Oh, who needs a food processor with this method? And it's nice and chunky.
Yeah, you know, most of my cooking is from home, so you learn all these hacks from mothers and grandmothers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where they never use much food processors and all that.
And their food, and I was putting it out there, their food tasted pretty amazing, better than some restaurant chefs. And I think it's that manual labor of love that goes into the food. I love it. But talking about this book, which is for me a serious labor of love.
It is.
We're all foodies, and like, who's not a foodie? But where did the motivation and inspiration come from to take your journeys, your travels, and your experiences with food and put it into a book?
The inspiration says who I am. On one hand, I'm traditional. I miss my mother's cooking. I miss my grandmother's cooking. I'm traditional. I am nostalgic, but modern and Epicurean at the same time. There's an element of me being creative, emotional. There was a big feeling to this. I wouldn't have been able to create something like this without the emotion. But there's also a very traditional element to it of the storyteller, which is Garengani, or Garengani, in my language, is a narrator who was telling stories those days. I am the storyteller, and I love to inspire.
Oh, you always fire. I've got goosebumps. That's so poetic. That's amazing. Wow. For a second, I forgot we were live on TV, and I was just lost in that conversation. I love that story. And I like where the inspiration comes from. And I feel like as South Africans, we are so proud of our heritage now, and we're taking it abroad, and we're taking our flavors and our culture abroad, and we're coming back with a little bit of the world as well. And somehow that's adapting into this new cuisine, which, like you said, has so much homage to culture, to nostalgia, and then it also expresses the version of yourself, which has been around the world. Are we talking or are we cooking? Okay, so let's do this.
You go back.
That looks beautiful. We've got some hot cross buns. Love that. We're gonna wrap up this dish and put it all together. Let's do that. So you got your buns. What's next?
Okay, I think then we can go with the poached eggs.
And I love this hack that you can actually poach your eggs ahead of time. That saves so much time.
Yeah.
There we go. I'm going to pop this into the... Okay, let me use your board. You need some tomatoes from me?
Okay, you can finish off the assembling by putting everything. Your dill, your capers.
Do you want to start building that up for me so long, and then I'll meet you with the tomatoes?
No problem.
It's such a delicate dish, and also with the seasons changing, I feel like it's light enough, flavoursome enough to be breakfast or brunch. I love this dish.
It's a brilliant brunch, breakfast or brunch, I agree with you.
There we go. That's going to chop those up for you. Very, very, it's very, like I said, very delicate flavor, delicate ingredients, but they deliver big flavor, which I feel like breakfast is all about that, and a little bit of a fizz, you know, to go with it. This is that dish.
Okay, can Maya?
Yes, please, please, please. Love your style of cooking. There we go. Okay, got some extra tomatoes for you.
Okay.
I'll give those a mix, and then we can start assembling.
Okay.
Cool. Love this trick, love
You're
this
doing well, you're doing well.
There we go. Cool. Can I take the buns out for you, Salon?
Yes.
Here we go.
So the salmon is almost done. So the tomato is a different mix. So we're gonna put your tomatoes and all the ingredients here.
Okay, cool. Let me do that for you.
Okay.
I'm liking this. I'm liking it a lot. There we go. And all these elements are things you can do ahead of time, what I absolutely love.
Yeah.
So let me get your knife. The tomatoes go in with the onion. There we go. We can, at home, do more tomatoes. Don't be like me, do more tomatoes. And then are we giving this just a little simple mix?
Yes, you can mix all the elements. A bit of chili.
Bit of chili.
A bit of oil.
Oh, and I see this looks like an apricot jam.
Yes.
There we go. Does that join this mix?
Yes, just a touch.
Cool.
Just a touch.
Now, South Africa, we're going to be back in it a little bit. You're going to see how we put this beautiful breakfast for two together, so don't go anywhere. Don't forget to send us those voice notes. We'll be back with more Culinary Hotline Bling!
Fascinating stuff.
Yeah, how cool is that?
Love it, love it. Inspiration to the max for you this morning of this Wednesday. But right now, some more inspiration heading your way.
Bring it on.
The best thing about versatile spaces is that you can make them your very, very own.
Oh, yes, and this is one of the things that we are all so frequent about, and especially when it comes to our frequent travelers or spontaneous vacationers, right? I know you know what I'm talking about. Now, Kukla got to check out the luxurious Johannesburg Marriott Executive Apartments located in the heart of Melrose Arch. Let's take a look.
Finding a single space that can be used for multiple purposes is what we call a piece of heaven that can be found on earth. Whether you are looking for a trendy location in the hustle and bustle of Melrose Arch, for a trip with the girls or business, or perhaps the perfect spot with amenities that will cater for a family trip, then the Johannesburg Marriott Executive Apartments is where you need to be, because they can cater to your every need. Katlego, this place looks absolutely luxe and beautiful. I love it.
Thank you so much, Kutle. Welcome to the Johannesburg Marriott Executive Apartments. This is our 3-bedroom apartment.
Katlego, please talk to us about what makes Johannesburg Marriott Executive Apartments so ideal for travelers and people who are looking for accommodation.
The Johannesburg Marriott Executive Apartments has both residence as well as hotel. This offers our guests both workspace as well as, let's call it, a home base. So if you're traveling to Johannesburg this December for your holiday season with family, these apartments are really just spacious and comfortable for either groups or family or a couple. We've got a 1-bedroom apartment, 2-bedroom apartment that caters obviously for a larger group, and this 3-bedroom apartment that we're currently in.
It's versatile and the views from up here are absolutely impeccable. What makes the location so perfect?
So the Johannesburg Marriott Executive Apartments is located in South Africa's only smart city, Melrose Arch, surrounded by lush greenery. It's got al fresco restaurants, it's got urban dining experiences, and it's just an amazing destination to be.
You've touched on the location, but what can guests experience and look forward to when visiting the Johannesburg Marriott Executive Apartments.
You can get 24 hours in-room dining. You can also get 24-hour security services. We want our guests to experience a hassle-free stay. So we're excited to be introducing our green energy to all our guests. Guests also get to enjoy the pool facilities located on the first floor. We've got secured parking underground, as well as amazing meeting rooms and conferencing space.
You've got the layout of the land. Now it's time for us to dive into why it's the perfect location for all visitors who are looking to embark on the Melrose Arch adventure. Ruben, I'm so stoked to meet you. Please tell us more about Racket and Ball Club.
So we've recently opened. We've been open for about just over a month. Our restaurant's open now. It's called Shot. We've got a kiddies play area. We've got a jungle gym for the kids, outdoor gym area. If you're part of the executive apartments, your racket rentals are included in your game, so you can just come collect it at the pro shop when you book a game.
Well, I'm staying at the apartments for the next 2 days. My racket is free and I'm ready to take you on. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go. I truly enjoyed playing tennis. Well, it's not tennis. It's called paddle tennis. Pretty much like a mixture of tennis and squash. That was absolutely amazing. Whether you are an artist or not, art is something we all need to appreciate, and the Melrose Art Gallery houses some of the most exquisite pieces of art designed to perfection. Rosie, it is so lovely to meet you. Thank you so much for having us.
Of course, I'm happy to host you.
Talk to us about some of the standout features that make Melrose Art Gallery so unique.
So we're a Pan-African gallery and we promote Pan-African stories. So it's through established and upcoming artists. So we represent the likes of Mount Esther Mahlangu, and even behind me right now, Vili Bester, who are part of our veterans of artists, in conversation with Police Walila, who's an upcoming artist.
What is so great about Johannesburg Marriott Executive Apartments being a stone's throw away from the gallery?
So usually with galleries and basically spaces that promote culture, it's always a space where you have to go to where it is. But yeah, literally just walks outside your door and it's there. And on top of that, we have a sculpture park that we have here in the precinct where people can just walk around and look at sculptures, and it's safe as well. So as an exclusive partner with the Marriott, we always offer their guests VIP access to the gallery, our talks with some of our artists that we have here, and just an all-round bespoke experience.
You have something special up your sleeve. Talk to us about Sculpt X.
This is the 6th edition of Sculpt X, so it's the largest sculpture fair in South Africa, and it's amazing because we have over 60 different artists, over 200 works in Melrose precinct.
Restaurants that carry a charismatic social space, creative mixology, and inventive culinary experiences give you a true taste of the local flavor as the diversity of Jozi is immersed in the food culture. The Marriott Melrose Arch collection of hotels are truly the experts at creating spaces that feel like home away from home. And if you ask me, that's a feeling that every guest wants to have. Well, I'm calling it a night from me. Good night.
I don't know about a home away from home. That feels like an upgraded home away from home, to be honest with you. That's my dream home right there. Did you see the gym? Yeah, come on.
Yeah, of course you would notice the gym up there. But I mean, that's one of the things. If a hotel's a good gym, I'm a happy man.
I'm signing up, bro.
For sure, my friend. Listen, the perks and the rewards don't get any better than this. I mean, so sign up as a Marriott Bonvoy member today on Marriott.com to ensure that you are prepared for your next visit.
Get your gym on.
waiting for this stunning, stunning breakfast. We're going to wrap this up so quickly for you. So let's chat quickly. Beautiful poached eggs. We got our salmon, which looks delicious. And this is the tomato and onion salsa. A little more tomato added. I was stingy with the tomato. It looks beautiful. So I'm going to ask you if you can just finish the dish off for us. Let me just move this out the way. All yours, your stage.
We're almost done. Doesn't it look pretty?
It does.
It looks amazing. We finish it off, the salmon and dill and capers and some dill there. And just to make a simple breakfast soulful is to add a bit of relish, something special,
I love that.
special surprises.
And I like the little bit of chili. I feel like you need to start the day off on a hot note like that. So that chili that's in there, love, absolutely. Oh, the garnishes. And again, if you think this is a work of art, go and check Kanisa's book out. It is stunning. Kanisa, talking about stunning, this dish is flawless. If this is what the first dish looks like, I cannot wait for our second dish. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Bespoke.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, yes, Mzansi, welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Like I said, it's the midweek, but it's definitely feeling like a weekend. We have so many hacks, so many services, so many great conversations, and even the entertainment is just right up there. Now, before we carry on with the last hour of the show, of course, official duties must commence, and Ewan is standing by with the latest.
Thank you so much, Raul. It's 9 minutes ahead of 8 o'clock on your Wednesday morning. Let's get a quick update on the last round of news headlines. Starting with your national news. Inkatha Freedom Party President Vilenkosi Hlabisa has lauded President Cyril Ramaphosa for granting Party President Emeritus Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi a dignified send-off. Now, Buthelezi is to have a special official funeral, Category 1, which will be held on Saturday at the Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi Regional Sports Complex in Ulundi, KwaZulu-Natal. Buthelezi, 95, founder and former leader of the IFP, passed away at his home in Mahlabatini on Saturday. The national flag will be flown at half-mast nationwide from today until after the funeral. And the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro is busy with preparations to collect the 1.6 billion rand that businesses in the area owe it for water and electricity. The Metro has given defaulters an ultimatum of 7 days to make payment arrangements if they wish to avoid having their water and power supply cut off. The Metro's mayoral committee member for infrastructure and engineering works, Kanyisa Nkisa, says the Metro is not afraid to act against culprits. Open to international news headlines this morning. The International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies has made an urgent appeal for some $112 million for an aid to thousands of people in Morocco after Friday night's earthquake. The death toll currently stands at some 2,800 people, with more than 2,000 injured. The epicenter was in the high Atlas Mountains, about 70 kilometers southwest of Marrakesh. The Red Cross says it approved $1 million from its Disaster Management Emergency Fund for immediate relief shortly after the earthquake, but much more will be needed in coming months to help people who have nowhere to go. And Russia's President Vladimir Putin says the criminal prosecution of former U.S. President Donald Trump is politically motivated and shows the rot of the American political system. He says America can no longer pretend it can teach other countries something about democracy. He also said the upcoming U.S. presidential election will not change the relations between Russia and the U.S. Meanwhile, Putin and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un will reportedly meet later this week. Kim crossed the border into Russia by armored train yesterday morning. And we end up with a story in a scene reminiscent of a surreal dream. The picturesque town of Lavira in Portugal found itself drenched in crimson as a bizarre accident unfolded. Two massive containers, each holding some 2.2 million liters of red wine, shattered, creating a cascading river of wine that flowed through the streets. Now to put this into perspective, the spilt red wine could easily fill an Olympic-sized swimming pool. Now, videos capturing the astonishing spectacle of streets flooded with wine have gone viral, garnering over 4 million views alone on X, previously known as Twitter, leaving viewers stunned and amused. And on that rather flowing story, we leave your news headlines for this Wednesday morning. Right now, let's take a last look at your sports.
Thanks so much, Ewan. Let's start with cricket. We demanded a turnaround. In fact, they needed one, and we got it. A thrilling showdown at the JB Marks Oval in Potchefstroom as Aiden Markram's magnificent unbeaten century propelled the Proteas to a commanding 111-run triumph over Australia. Vitally so in that third one-day international, of course, being 2-0 down going into the game. So Markram's remarkable innings featured 4 sixes, 9 fours, really was commanding, culminating in a total of 338 for 6 for the team. I think playing their part, Quinton de Kock and Temba Bavuma, continuing his form, ignited the Proteas' charge with a 146-run opening stand, while Gerald Coetzee, his 4-wicket haul, definitely decimated the Australian lineup, making the difference, limiting them to a paltry 227. So next is the 4th ODI this coming Friday. Now, a story that we return to, and good news, I think, in part for English flanker Tom Curry, as he has been handed a 2-match suspension. That was after receiving a red card during the Rugby World Cup clash against Argentina. So Curry was sent off early in the game for a dangerous head-on-head collision in a tackle. And despite the potential of a 6-game suspension, an independent disciplinary committee has considered all mitigating factors, leading to a reduction in the penalty. That means that Curry will miss England's upcoming Pool D matches against Japan and Chile. Not a train smash for the coaching staff, but he will be eligible to return for a possible hoodoo side in the form of Samoa, and that's on the 7th of October. Now let's keep it local. In an international friendly at Orlando Stadium in Soweto, Bafana clinched a 1-0 victory and continued their great form against the Democratic Republic of Congo. Lyle Foster was the man of the moment, netting the goal of the match. Positive outcome for coach Hugo Broos ahead of the Africa Cup of Nations in Ivory Coast early in 2024. And of course, the all-important 2026 World Cup qualifiers starting this November. And that is a bridge that we are yet to cross. We need this one to go well. Bruce made 7 changes to that starting lineup, testing the depth of the squad, and that was after their previous 0-0 draw against Namibia. And he introduced Ricardo Goss, Matobi Mvala, Nyiko Mobi, Mlogisi Mjana, Michladi Mayambela, Zakele Lepausa, and Percy Tau back into the mix. And clearly they got the job done. Now we return to another story that seems to have a lot more sting in the tail. Former Spanish Football Federation President Luis Rubiales is set to appear in court on Friday as part of an investigation into the alleged non-consensual kiss that he forcibly planted on Jenny Hermoso's lips following the Women's World Cup final, of course, during those celebrations. Now, a Madrid court has summoned Rubiales to appear as an accused party facing accusations of sexual assault. And while Rubiales maintains the kiss was consensual, Hermoso disagrees, and the National Court's judges, headed up by Francisco de Jorge, admitted a complaint filed by Spanish prosecutors citing potential, quote, crimes of sexual assault and coercion. And recent changes in the Spanish Penal Code have paved the way, categorizing non-consensual kisses as sexual assault. So we'll certainly watch that space as the story continues to evolve. But that's where we leave our sport and our news for today. One last look at the roads before we let you go off to work.
Thanks so much. Yes, let's dive into the traffic one last time this morning for everybody heading out on the roads. And if you are in the Pretoria area, there's congestion on the N4 westbound, and that's between Vata Meyer Street and Proefplaas interchange. So slow-moving traffic is expected, and you must allow for more travel time if you are in the area. Now, sticking to Johannesburg and Bertram's to be specific, there's been an accident on the N1 North, and that's at Gordon Road. So please do again approach this area with caution and plan your routes accordingly. For anybody heading out on the roads this morning, buckle up, stay safe, and plan all your routes accordingly too. For now, though, from the road to the sky, let's see what's happening with our temperatures and weather. We're diving straight into the temperatures this morning one last time, and starting off in Polokwane. Now the day starts at a low of 7 up to a high of 17 degrees. Mobela sees they're starting at 9 up to 19. Pretoria 7 up to a high of 21. And Johannesburg starting the day at 6 up to a moderate 19 degrees Celsius. Over in Mahikeng, looks like sunny skies continue from 8 up to 24. Klerksdorp sees the day starting at 9 up to a max of 24 degrees. Kimberley's also starting the day at a chilly 9 degrees, but up to a max of 26. And then Bloemfontein from 5, you move up to a nice warm 24 degrees Celsius. Over in Richards Bay, however, it looks like a little bit of drizzle potentially coming through, 14 up to 20 for your temperature range. Pietermaritzburg brings the sun back from 9 up to 23. Durban sees the day starting at 14 up to 22, and Mthatha, 9 is your low, up to a high of 26 degrees Celsius. We carry on around the coast now, and it looks like the rain is at bay. Sunny skies for East London. From 14, you move up to 24 degrees. Cradock starts the day at 12 up to a max of 27. GQ Mabega, 11 up to 24. And George, 8 is your low, up to a high of 25 degrees Celsius. And of course, carrying on around the coast of the mother city, it looks like much of the wet conditions have left. Cape Town starts at 12 up to 19. Worcester sees sunny skies from 7 up to 24. Southern, very similar conditions from 1 up to a max of 20 degrees. And Uppington, 7 up to a high of 28 degrees Celsius. Well, those are your temperatures. Mzansi, it looks like it's warming up in South Africa, and I hope that you can make the most of it. And speaking of warming up, we already warmed up. They are already ready for us, so let's bring the heat.
Marine, I'm struggling to wrap my head around this band because I'm born out of 80s and 90s rock. And you've got a kind of a 70s, 80s vibe about you, but you embody it, you live it. It's not just like a painted on brand, you guys live it. Now, Tyler, as a producer, I just want to quickly introduce Tyler, Ozzy, Sky, Marone, Adrian, and Adam, because the whole band is freaking amazing. Okay, you guys have rocked out, and we are loving it. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about your last performance, bro. Is there a mode? Is there like a level of rock out that you have to achieve when you're producing this music, when you're laying down a riff, when you're getting a vocal? Do you have like a rockometer, or how do you know when you're hitting the sweet spot? Because there is a sweet spot with this kind of music.
Well, you know, the thing is, what they normally say is that I can teach you how to do something, I can teach you how to turn a knob, but I can't tell you when to stop turning it. And so, you know, that's the thing, you kind of just got to know within yourself. It's something that just comes naturally to know when that meter sort of hits the right thing. But, you know, with me, it's normally if we write something or we record something, and then I sit in the car and listen to it, and then all of a sudden I start speeding. Then, you know, all of a sudden...
Not over the speed limit, but just going faster.
Yeah, just a little bit faster.
But that's what it is. It becomes the mode of our life. And I think there is a reason why movies benefit so much from this kind of rock soundtrack, because it embodies an emotion. How does it feel to perform music like this, especially as a part of a collective where people are all informing with a different kind of energy, but you're singing from the same hymn book?
Here's the thing, you know, I never wanted to be the Tyler Duggan band. I wanted to be Marine. I wanted to be like the Beatles, but on steroids. I wanted every member to have their own personal look and feel, their own charisma, their own sort of personality. Completely. And then we all come together and give you one almost explosion of personality. Oh. So you'll see everybody's dressed differently because we all have a different persona.
You gotta live it.
Front man, so I dress
You got to be that, boy. Yeah.
Arian dresses like the lead guitarist, you know. Marinee is our keyboardist. She would be wearing something a little bit less PG, but she is on national TV.
Yeah, it's
today.
Breakfast TV. We thank. No, the hair was enough for Breakfast TV, but I'm not even going to ask how long it takes to get like this. And we saw him yesterday when he was off stage, and it looked equally as spectacular. What are you going to perform for us next song?
So next song we're going to do is the first song we ever released, called Thrills in the Night.
Thrills in the Night. I would ask for an explanation, but I think it's going to speak for itself. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to rock out. I would say move the coffee down, move everything out of your lounge. Here is Marine, and they are going to blow the roof off the studio. Enjoy. Take it away.
She was more like a kiss of death, and when she spoke she knew what she meant. Leather boots and cherry breath, she took control of the foreign accent. Whisper in my ear, take me, draw me near, let your body go, tonight I'm yours. Thrills in the night, burning in my mind. She's leading me, I'm blind. Thrills in the night. I was young, her love was slow. She pressed her lips up against my neck. Tasted love and left her wanting more. Took a bite and left the cherry magic. Whisper in my ear, take me, draw me near, let your body go. Night on yours, thrills in the night, burning in my mind. Leading me, I'm blind. Thrills in the night. She gave me thrills in the night, burning in my mind. She's leading me, I'm blind. Thrills in the night. I'll always be there. I'll always see her. I'll always be there. I'll always see her. I'll always be there. I'll always see her. Thrills in the night, burning in my mind. She's leading me, I'm blind. Thrills in the night, thrills in the night, burning in my mind. Leading me, I'm blind. Thrills in the night, she gave me thrills in the night, burning in my mind. She's leading me, I'm blind. Thrills in the night, thrills in the night, thrills in the night, thrills in the night, thrills in the night. We gave you thrills in the night.
Yes, we will. Absolutely love it. Download, download, download. Please, if you want this to be the soundtrack of your life, support vocals from the locals when they're on level 9. We're going to take it to level 10. We've got that. We're going to go level 11 because, remember, we can turn that dial as much as you want, man. We are going to do another live performance on the show this morning. It's starting to feel a bit like a Friday, which I don't mind. Officially, the weekend starts today. Marine in the house. Let's give him another round of applause. That was amazing! Woo-hoo! Beautiful.
Crouch, touch, but don't you dare pause. Because when you buy any of our favorite Clover products, keep the till slip handy and catch the Expresso Breakfast Show every weekday morning for more details on how to enter. While the Boks are battling for rugby's greatest prize, you can win your share of 80,000 rands worth of Weber Prize. So engage and win with rugby's greatest moments, brought to you with love by Clover.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to another installment of the Culinary Upload Bling! Now, we've already made you breakfast, but Kanisa's promising something that is so delicious, so comforting, something that might seem like the simplest thing in the world, bread, but it's the best thing in the world. Now, again, don't forget to please send us your voice notes to that number, 063-408-8863. The bread smells are getting me in my soul. This looks very special. What are we making?
There's nothing like the aroma of fresh baked bread. Who will say no to that?
Who will say no? I think bread and freshly printed money, the same. The same.
Same group.
It's the same group. All right, let's talk about this. So let's start off with our dough. So I'm in front of the dough. You can talk to me, the ingredients.
Okay, we start with the... Oh, sorry, you're the sous chef.
No, you must tell me what to do.
Okay,
so,
so let's start with the flour. Let's just throw it on the top so that we can be able to mix nicely.
I also like when the way that you're working is very important because bread, I feel like, yes, there's skill, but there's also that human element, which
Absolutely.
is the feel.
The feel is important.
Feel.
Yeah.
All right, so we got your flour there.
And you can make your well. And
Little
just,
well.
Yeah.
Gotta take off the ring. Here we go.
And let's start with the yeast. And because the schooling is, I didn't go to a culinary school. There's a lot of Africanness in it. Sometimes we mix the yeast first or the salt first, so there is no process. Just put in all your ingredients, and we're gonna end with the milk, buttermilk and egg.
Sure thing. So do we actually beat the egg into the buttermilk? Or
Yeah, just
gooi it in?
Gooi everything.
I like it, I like it.
2 tablespoons of sugar will be enough.
2 tablespoons of sugar, and we're in 1. Ah, there we go.
Yeah.
Cool, and then salt, very important.
Yeah, salt, very important.
And then I'm gonna grab a fork.
Okay.
Cool, so all I'm doing now is breaking this up, and we're gonna start almost like we make pasta, when we bring it in together.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay?
You comfortable to work with your hands?
I am, you know what? You are so right.
Yeah?
Yes, so we bring it all
There we
together.
go. Yeah?
And then start working that dough in.
Working the dough in.
Make the well, a little bigger.
Yeah.
And that's I can see that's not milk. That's buttermilk, right?
That's buttermilk. Could you use some inkomazi as well?
Yes, please. Okay, you can start adding.
Buttermilk gives us that beautiful richness, texture in the bread. Yeah.
And I think buttermilk is one of the most underutilized dairy ingredients. I love buttermilk for marinating, aiding for like tenderness and flavor.
Absolutely. Authentic.
Authentic.
Yeah.
There we go.
Some oil there.
Here we go. I'm gonna need your help now.
Of course.
So all we're doing is working with the dough, bringing it into a dough ball. And again, the fact that we're working with our hands.
Lovely.
Because it's also
doing
quite...
well.
Thank you. So what advice do you have for budding cooks, chefs out there that are looking to have their own cookbook? Like, what is that process like? Are there challenges? Like, what is it all about? I have no idea, by the way, so I'm legitimately asking.
So when my son was about 8 years old, said to me, what is it that you enjoy, Ma? What is it that makes you wake up in the morning and say, I'm happy?
Oh.
And I said, I want to be a doctor or something. And he said, you should try and do something that you enjoy, like cooking. And I said, but cooking doesn't bring money. He said, the point is that it is your gift. You are happier when you talk about food. So if you want to make an impact, have your name in books and restaurants. So I must have listened. I think everybody is born with that, a gift inside. Like Lady Gaga says, we have that shining star inside us that is waiting to be unleashed. So you've got to feel that, that need, because it's doable. You start with 10 recipes and...
There we go. It's so inspiring, and I absolutely love the story. And how old was your son when you asked you that question?
He was 8. He's 18 now.
8 years old and asking such big questions. That's also testimony to you that you raised such a strong, wise man. Well done.
He's an author himself now.
Oh, 18 years old and an author. I love that. Okay, so we've got our beautiful dough. And now I've made a little bit of a mess, but that's part of the process.
Yeah.
So we've got that dough that's prepared in front of you over there. After the resting, looks like that. So I'm going to ask you if you can take over for a second. I'm going to go wash my hands. There we go. And then let's talk, I'm talking from the base, and that's fine. Let's talk about let's talk about chefs and cooks. I love the fact that you mentioned you weren't trained in a culinary school. And I feel like that's where a lot of your culture comes through in the cuisine, because you haven't been taught any other way besides what your family's taught you. What advice do you have for young cooks out there looking to turn this into a career?
The beauty, I think, for chefs now, unlike in the past, is that opportunity is there, you know, everywhere. So you've got to trust it again. But I think what is important is that, you know, not many like me who didn't go to a school would be able to crack it. It's very important to go and learn the tricks, and then you can free yourself.
I like that. And knowledge is golden, absolutely.
Absolutely.
We have a voice note from one of our viewers. Let's have a listen and hear what they have to ask. I promise you we have a voice note. I swear. It's coming. Okay, you know what? It'll be in a second. We're rolling out the dough, and I see we've got some ingredients that we wouldn't normally see with bread, maybe on top of bread, but this is going inside. We've got Parma ham, sun-dried tomatoes, and then is that just cream cheese?
I think one note before we continue is the importance of making sure that we knead the dough at least for 10 minutes and allow it to proof for 2 hours before we come to the next step.
Right.
Yes.
And the 2 hours of resting is not just to get lift and body in your bread.
It's flavor. It's flavor. Build up. It is...
Absolutely. Now, like promised, we have that voice note. Let's have a listen.
Good morning, Expresso. I just wanted to find out, can you make a gluten-free option of this bread?
Can I have this one? Can you tag me in, tag me in, tag me in? Yes, you can! And it's as easy as going to Woolies. You'll find so many gluten-based flour alternatives. You could use rice flour, you could use almond flour, but the gluten-free flour from Woolies is phenomenal. And for the purpose of this dish right here, absolutely. And go and check that out. Lactose-free versions, gluten-free versions. There's quite a lot of options available for you, especially if you're baking nowadays, so you're not stuck. Love that. Okay, so that we've rested the dough, rolled out beautifully. The cream cheese, is it cream cheese or is that creme fraiche?
That is cream cheese. What we do with the ingredients is more or less taking a simple dough and bread and turning it into a meal. but also because it's a farm bread. So there is a bit of subtle a drama to it. So
The drama.
Yeah, a bit of cream cheese.
Awesome, so that goes in. I'm gonna actually go to the bread to show you what happens. So we're gonna put that cream cheese in, the parmesan goes in, sun-dried tomatoes, don't look at my hands, covered in dough. And then once it bakes, I love the drama. You said drama, and this is dramatic, it's beautiful. It's so inviting. You can't look at that and go, that's not gonna be amazing. So I'm gonna quickly just slice into it, very quickly, because I want you to see the inside.
The reveal. You're ready for the reveal.
There we go. So let me get my board and my... Oh, it's still warm. Oh, that is beautiful. Oh, my goodness. Look at that. Okay, so that's all that beautiful sun-dried tomato, the parmesan. You can smell the parmesan so beautifully in this bread.
Amazing.
I deserve a small taste, right? Kanisa has been absolutely amazing. And she's so amazing. Kanisa's actually going to be giving away one of her books. So if you'd like a chance to win this beautiful, beautiful book, all you have to do is go to the Facebook Expresso page on this competition and let us know, what's your favorite nostalgic food memory that takes you back home instantly? Kanisa, these aren't my food memories, but now they're mine. Like after today, they're absolutely mine. Thank you so much for joining us in the kitchen. There we go, South Africa. We'll be back next week with more Culinary Hotline Bling.
Thank you.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're tuning into your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso right here on S3. It's a wonderful Wednesday, and I love this segment. It's going to melt your heart. From the first step to the very first occasion, Woolies Babes is there for every first milestone. Our fashion director and stylist Taryn Oppel and Woolies kids technologist Revi Ponambalan are here to make sure that we've got everything we need for our baby's first wardrobe. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Oh, man, this takes me back. My boys are much bigger now already, but I remember back in the day trying to figure out what do we need to get. So, Taryn, I want to start there with you.
Yes.
Where do we start? It's been a while for me. I know things change as well, but to start building your baby's first wardrobe.
I mean, where do you start? At the beginning. I think at the beginning is...
A lot of people think, well, what is the beginning?
Yeah,
What
the
do I
beginning,
need?
to me, I believe, are your essentials. And Woolies really is a one-stop shop for all of that when it comes to bibs, beanies, socks, vest and pants sets, growers.
Yeah.
But at the core of Woolies Baby, I believe, are their sleep suits. And we've got a couple of options here to show you. It's so cute.
Yeah,
Let's start with the cuteness. Okay, so these are some gender-neutral shades in your sleep suits. These are the press stud versions, so very easy changing pieces. And then they also come in your zip-through styles, which again, easy to change, super soft. I wish you could feel this fabric through the camera. It is so soft and comfortable, and that's really at the forefront of Woolie's Baby, that comfort and that softness that we're looking for. So I think, yeah, essentials. That's a good place to start, right?
For sure. And then, of course, the baby styles. What can you tell about them? Because, I mean, style, we want our babies to look cute.
Of course.
So you got some beautiful colors and styles.
No, the rail you can see is bursting with adorable styles. I do want to start off with these rompers, which... I mean, look at that.
Yes, bring on summer.
From them sitting for the first time, crawling for the first time, right up to walking. It's all about comfort. This is some of their animal graphics, which are really adorable. And then, of course, who doesn't love a shout out to mom and dad?
Yes.
How sweet.
Mom, dad, and me. We love it.
So from the rompers, one of my favorites are the dungarees. This is so cute. Obviously, this comes as a set with your little T-shirt, and we've got the little crinkle cotton version. Again, just very easy, soft, comfortable, great for movement. And then we're looking at summertime, spring, summer, Screams dresses. So for our girls, we've got little daytime dresses, crinkle cotton version. And then you're talking about milestones, baby's first occasion.
There we go.
How sweet. A little floral print, great fabric, nice little poofiness. And then what girl doesn't love Princess Tulle? Come on.
Gotta have it.
So cute. And then I'll always talk about bang for your buck. My favorite has got to be your mix and match sets. So it's your T-shirts that you can match with your little short tights or your little shorts, and then mix and match, of course. You pick out a color, you can pair this T-shirt with a plain little yellow. So it's all about sort of lengthening your wardrobe, as per se, and then, of course, that also comes with your boys, little slogans, and then, of course, you can go crazy and fun and add a little stripe to your T-shirt as well. So there's so much to look forward to for the new season for baby, as you can see. So it's very exciting.
Yeah,
very
and
exciting.
I can hear the new moms and dads.
I know, they're like, that
yes,
one,
yes,
that one,
yes.
that one.
Revi, I need to chat to you about safety and comfort. You are the one responsible for striking that balance. We know that Woolies has become the destination of choice when it comes to quality baby wear, and also from the safety side. So what are some of the key differences in your baby wear?
Yeah, as we always say, we are obsessed with quality, and our baby wear is very close to our hearts. We like to make it convenient. We want to give parents peace of mind, and I think that's why they keep coming back to us. So some of the safety aspects, on that sleep suit, we have poppers. The poppers are actually nickel and ferrous free because kids are sometimes allergic to nickel. And the most important part of these poppers is that they need to stay fast.
Yes.
You know, they could hurt baby if it comes loose. So we have popper testing in our factories, and this is a requirement for all baby wear factories. And yeah, but the most important thing is our fabrics. That's where it starts. You know, our fabrics are soft. We use combed cottons. We make sure that we don't use any harmful chemicals, and we actually monitor our chemicals used by being Okotex certified. And yeah, so everything that goes into the fabric is monitored right up to, I mean, it feels soft, it feels comfy, it has a lustrous look to it, and it also lasts longer. You know what? It's
always comforting to know as a parent that you're going to go buy, something that is both comfortable but also safe for your baby. I know that we are, we need to quickly run through this, but first steps. This is probably the most adorable thing, when you get to choose. Just quickly run us through the options here.
Okay, so from a technical quality point of view, Walkmates is the safest place for little feet, as we say. And yeah, so it's easy open, close for parents. It's also, I mean, baby's first steps are probably one of the biggest milestones. You know, it's difficult for them to get up. If you've watched a child starting to walk, it's difficult. So they're lightweight. It's easy to, get up, and it's flat at the bottom. Our soles are flat. It grips easily, so baby can, not wobble so much, and at least feel secure in their shoes. We've got an inner padding that helps cushion the feet because they go boof boof, you know.
Yeah, they stomp around.
Yes, they stomp around. And they are actually approved by research podiatrists.
Oh, fantastic.
So, yeah, footwear research podiatrists. So they are really safe for baby and really comfy. They've got a wide front.
Yes.
So it doesn't hamper the growth, the natural growth of the foot.
That's it.
So yeah, very, very safe.
Safe, and it looks adorable.
It looks
Rebbe, Taryn, thank you very much.
Thank
Taryn,
you.
look at Taryn.
I can't
She's
stop
just
smiling.
gushing her. She's just loving it. So many options. Thank you very much. So go out there. You will know if you go buy your baby's essentials at Woolies, you are safe and you are comfortable. Now, Woolies babes are doubling down on comfort and safety. Get your little ones looking cute, literally very cute. Taryn is just loving it this morning, and very cool this summer as well. Shop baby wear and more at Woolworths, in-store, online, or on the app.
Think like a fashionista.
Do you think
Yes.
that my...
They're so pretty.
It's called a dungaree.
Dungaree, chocolate underwear.
What if your clothes were made out of bacon?
It would be so funny because I could eat my clothes.
My bacon's too crispy, man. I love it. So we know that Mbali and Hlapo is the housekeeper. She's incredible. I think she's the #1 housekeeping brand in the world right now. But I don't know what this means for the entertainment industry at large. It's finally happening. Our Uncle Tubsy is about to become fully domesticated. Let's cross to Joburg.
And it's all things home this morning. Thank you very much, G-Man. It's Uncle Tabsy coming to you live from Johannesburg. And this time around, now you've made all of the delicious food in the kitchen, it's time to clean up your act, okay? And the best way to do that is to go to an expert. And one such person who's been able to make an absolute mark, I tell you, on social media is TikTok sensation Mbali, who is a housekeeper. She went on to get 300,000 plus followers, 2.4 million likes on TikTok. Mbali, you're a sensation.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Chavzin.
I feel like they couldn't have picked a better person to come and chat about cleaning, because that's become my new mission. Every day at home. It's my thing.
It must. It should.
For you, where did it all begin?
It actually all begins, you know, when they say charity begins at home, they definitely saying it. The love of the clean. We grew up at my mother's house cleaning. My grandmother was a clean freak. Was those clean ladies. Yes.
And I can almost hear your grandmother's voice, right? And as grandmothers will do, cleanliness is next to
godliness.
Thank you so much. And a whole new career has emerged from it. But on TikTok, you seem to have this incredible ability, Mbali, to show us how to clean in ways that no one else would have otherwise thought, but they're easy, practical ways.
Yes.
Yeah?
It's actually supposed to be like that. You know, gone are the days when you clean, you've got to sweat and you sleep, body is tired, you've got to drink pills and no. You clean smart, the way it's supposed to be clean.
Ooh, well, we can have a conversation about cleaning all day long into a new day, but I see you brought sneakers, okay?
Yes.
And interestingly that you brought sneakers, I was just washing my dad's sneakers just 2 days ago. I had to do them twice.
Yes.
Because for whatever reason, after washing them, I just can't seem to get those little marks, the map of Africa that gets stuck on the sneakers.
What color of the sneakers are they?
They're black.
Cool. Now, there's two different. There's a deep cleaning wherever, everywhere.
Yeah.
There's a day-to-day cleaning.
Okay.
Your sneakers are not supposed to be washed with water now and again.
Okay, Dad.
Using water on your sneakers now and again, you're actually lessening the life of your sneakers. Once, when you remember, wash your sneakers in water.
Okay.
Now and again, you wash your sneakers with your DIY spray.
Show me how that works.
Okay.
Because this is one I have been needing all my life.
Oh, thank you so much. So in here, there is 1 cup of water.
Okay.
Half a cup of vinegar.
Vinegar?
Yes.
On a shoe?
On a shoe.
Somebody, okay. Come
Yes.
on. Okay.
You haven't heard it. A tablespoon of salt.
What?
Why do we use salt specifically when cleaning your sneakers?
Why?
It's because salt preserves the color. Salt allows your sneakers to always be on its own color.
And you'd be able to get rid of dirt like
The
this?
dirt like this.
Okay.
And a tablespoon of dishwashing liquid. Now, this is how we're going to clean it.
This is just normal vinegar?
This is just normal vinegar.
Okay.
With water, tablespoon of dishwashing liquid.
This is going to change the game for a lot of people, because how many people do you know who, when they get asked, please wash the sneakers, they go, oh no, but there's no soap.
Yes.
Those excuses, my dear, they're not going to work. Okay. Mbali, this is incredible. But where do you find the inspiration from? Because, I mean, cleaning as a chore, right, for a lot of people isn't the most fun thing. We don't look forward to doing it. What is it about it that gives you that love for a clean space?
I love a clean home. I love a clean home. Actually, I love something that is clean. I love a clean home. I get very fascinated when I come to your home and it's so clean.
Do you then start cleaning?
No, that is where I remember my grandmother's home. It wasn't as fancy furniture as you would think. However, the cleanliness, regardless, you can have expensive things. If your home is not clean, you will not even see that your things are expensive.
That's the thing.
If your home is clean, you will see that this is clean.
You almost want to eat off the floor of a clean home. You don't want to wonder what goes on in the kitchen when they're preparing the food, right? But Mbali is here, and it's going to be such a fantastic time. We're learning how to clean. She's changing the game. Everything you thought you knew about cleaning, she's changing all of those perspectives and giving us a new, inspired way. Because your name is?
Mbali Nhlapo, and I'm a housekeeper.
And me too. So you guys just now connect with us on our social media, Expresso Morning Show, SABC3. Share some of your hacks, maybe, and let's see what Mbali thinks of them. Because I'm a housekeeper.
Oh, she is a superstar. We have that more cleaning hacks on the way, don't worry. But let's stay in that mode of doing our laundry. And in the mysterious world of laundry, socks seem to have a knack for disappearing. And I think we found all of your single socks here today, leaving behind a sea of unmatched pairs. One of my great frustrations in my world at the moment when it comes to my son and the eternal quest for lost socks, okay, and their mate. Where do they go? What happens to them? I'll get ready to witness the ultimate sock matching showdown. Dun, dun, dun. So, James, this is getting like post-traumatic stress, yeah, okay? On Laundry Day, our challenge is for our fearless presenters. Well, I don't know, they seem fearful looking at these socks. They're going to dive headfirst into a sea of the most beautiful Crazy Source socks. And there's some amazing prints here. A lot of Rugby World Cup inspired ones, which is great. So armed with just one laundry basket and 40 pairs, I promise you they're all paired up, pairs of socks and a tight 60 seconds on the clock, who will emerge victorious as the sock sorting superstar. Only time will tell. But guys, it ain't for nothing. We've got 4 pairs of these incredibly funky socks over there. Really cool prints.
I don't know. Like the one thing I don't like is sorting through laundry. I really don't like sorting
I don't mind doing laundry before. It's like therapeutic for me, but afterwards I hate it. Okay, so guys, you've got 1 minute. 60 seconds is how much you've got, okay?
Do we have to fold them as well?
Well, you've got to pair
just
them.
match them.
You've just got to match them, right? Okay, and then we'll count the amount of pairs afterwards. Your challenge, gentlemen, starts in 3, 2, 1.
My mind is already like just in trauma. Okay, there we go.
I know.
Don't be beguiled by the prints. Don't spend time looking at the prints. Pair them off and get moving. Look at you, and it's got a whole different systems going here. I don't know if that's helping you or not. Yes, the OCD in me is wanting to get involved just so badly.
No.
Is this in any way satisfying? Do you imagine that you are finding 40 seconds, guys? Come on, crank it up, Raul.
Come on, where's this?
Come on, dude. Why are you so bad at these sorts of things? You're the best at everything else.
I don't know.
You're like the fastest human being I've ever known. But gee whiz, dude.
Come on.
Is Zoe speaking in your head right now? 20 seconds to go, guys. 20 seconds to go. Oh, yeah, this is looking very, very much like Ewan's got it in the bag, but Ryan has got neatness on his side. I don't know. I think he's been following Mbali's code. 7, 6, 5. Can't see the wood from the trees. 2, 1. Okay. The lion has roared.
I'm all about perfection, man. Look at this neatness. I got it folded.
Hang on, wait a minute. Hang on, I found
I was looking for this in Feb.
Please can we find the partner for this sock, just so that I don't lose my mind, bro. My OCD is going to kill me if I don't find your friend. Okay, well done. How are we doing? Okay, Raul, count it out first.
So I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 pairs.
You should have counted them singly. It would have sounded like more, I think, okay? Yavis, how are you doing?
Hang on, I'm still unpacking.
Can't keep up.
Okay.
Okay, just start counting for me.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
And there.
12, and there's no need to be
just
you just done it.
Nice,
I will take that rowdy behavior into account. Now, I'm not going to minus a point because things can
was
go
right
crazy on
there.
laundry day. Sham, those are actually what the viewers are going to win. Okay, so you're just taking that and you're throwing it out the window, okay?
The celebration dance.
Well done, but ladies and gentlemen, we have a sock champion. And it is Ewan by the narrowest of margins. But you get to win yourself 4 incredibly funky pairs of socks.
I get to win myself.
You get to win yourself.
I get to win myself.
You get to win yourself because of that outstanding performance. Well done, guys. I feel a little bit better. I actually feel like in some way I matched socks, which I haven't been able to do in the longest
So
time.
win for everyone then.
It really is, man. My son has got a lot to answer for when I get home today. But I'm seeing so much inspiration, so much cuteness. If you want to buy presents for Dad, a funky sock will never go awry. Trust me, we dig these sorts of things. In fact, we were joking about the fact that we haven't bought socks in a very long time. The older I get, the more socks I get, and I'm there for that. With options for all styles, all kinds of people. The crazy stores, very much extended sock range now, have got your feet literally covered in comfort and in fashion. So go and find your perfect pair today and just keep them as a pair. And of course, the fun doesn't stop there. They are giving 3 lucky viewers the opportunity to win yourself a hamper consisting of 10 pairs of Snuggly Bits funky socks. Simply reply to the competition post on our Facebook, Twitter, or our Instagram pages and tell us, are you the plain Jane sort of a sock person or the statement sock kind of a person? I know what I fit into. Don't forget to include hashtag the crazy store, and that competition closes this Friday, the 15th of September at midday. So not a huge amount of time. You can find those T's and C's on expressoshow.com. Can I get a collective lion's roar for Ewan, our sock champion? Rawr.
You know what it says on my socks, Ryle? You know what it says on my socks that I'm wearing right now? It says game over, bro.
Whoever you are, whatever you need, you'll find great value for the whole family at the Crazy Store. So duck into a store near you and be surprised.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, Mzansi, welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. What a show it's been, and it's carry on serving you right now and get you on the health train. Now get ready to breathe easy. Now this morning we are discussing indoor allergens and your home with Brent Sinhidge in the building. He's the Vice President of South African Association of Hospital and Institutional Pharmacy. Now we're going to explore the invisible foes affecting your well-being and unlock some tips for a healthier home. Brent, how are you doing this morning?
Good on yourself.
Ah, lekker, man. I'm ready to fight these invisible enemies that we have in our home. Let's get straight into it, man. Can you explain to us indoor allergens, what exactly they are about, and why people that suffer from allergies might be very susceptible to this?
So indoor allergens are any substance that you can find indoors that will cause an allergic reaction in susceptible individuals.
Okay.
So it's your dust mites, pollen, pet dander, mold spores, cockroach droppings, and even some chemicals that you find in and around the house. And for allergy sufferers, it could be quite detrimental to their quality of life. It causes discomfort, disturbances in sleep, and just really makes it difficult for them to be able to do their daily activities or their job.
Jeez, all right. So it's affecting us more than we actually are even aware of. Now, you mentioned a few issues there, one of them being dust mites, right? This is something I hear quite commonly when it comes to spring cleaning time, when it comes to like deep cleaning your home. Where are dust mites usually found? Where can we actually expect them to be? What's the areas where they like really are like honing in?
So dust mites are those microscopic insects that we'll find in bedding, curtains, carpets, mattresses, that sort of a thing.
Yeah.
And they really thrive in your humid and warm environments. So that's why they're quite a particular problem in South Africa, and even more so on our coastal areas. So Durban, Cape Town, PE, around that area. And what they do is they produce this protein that causes allergic reactions in susceptible people when it comes into contact with their skin or if they inhale it. And that's why it's important just to vacuum, clean, and dust as often as possible.
Yeah, and like you obviously mentioned now with the heat coming through, that means this is the time to definitely get our cleaning on before it gets any worse, right? So you mentioned obviously there are these effects that happen, and I'm trying to figure out what exactly these effects are. Like, what are the symptoms of someone that is, let's say, suffering from allergies? What can they potentially expect, or what would they be going through in that instance when they are affected?
So when you have an allergic reaction, your immune system is what controls how your body defends itself. So if you are allergic to dust mites or house dust mites, your immune system will overreact. It will release an immunoglobulin called IgE, and then that travels to the cells in your body that releases a chemical. And that chemical will result in symptoms such as stuffiness, sneezing, runny nose or itchy nose, throat, the roof of your mouth, as well as your eyes and your ears.
Wow, okay. So many people, I'm sure, can associate with that feeling right now, and I'm sure there's people like possibly even suffering with that exact issue. What sort of treatment options are available, especially when we're talking about allergic rhinitis? This is essentially what this topic is about, right?
Yes, so there's three main categories when it comes to managing or treating allergic rhinitis. And as pharmacists, the first thing we'll always do is non-pharmacological treatment. So that's going to be your allergen avoidance or your environmental control measures. If that doesn't work, we'll move on to your pharmacological therapy and finally immunotherapy. So your pharmacological therapy or the medicines that we can provide, you have your antihistamines, your intranasal cortisones, leukotriene receptor antagonists, mast cell stabilizers, as well as rinsing and douching of the actual nasal passages. So your most cost-effective one, and the one with the least amount of side effects, is your nose sprays, your intranasal cortisones. And those help alleviate most of the symptoms. But if they're not good enough, that's when we would add an antihistamine, so tablets. And those antihistamines work well for your acute or intermittent rhinitis. And just if you are prescribed an antihistamine or decide that your nose spray isn't working and you need one, just remember to ask your pharmacist or tell them that you need a non-sedating one if you need to take it throughout the day.
Of course, so it doesn't affect you with work and stuff. Yeah. Now, let's just get into the practical side of things. If we are looking at eradicating these issues out of our home, what sort of tips do you have for us in terms of like what areas should we really be looking at when it comes to cleaning and kind of just dealing?
So because dust mites and allergen particles are going to be found in moist areas, places with a lot of dust, as well as organic material. So you're looking at your bedrooms, living areas, bathrooms, and kitchens. And you want to just vacuum as much as possible, or regularly at least. And then when you do dust, use a damp cloth, because that prevents the dust from aerating around. And you want to focus on areas such as furniture, movable rugs, curtains, things like that. And then for those that have little ones, like myself, you want to look after your soft toys and animals, soft animals, stuffed animals, sorry.
So, wait, well, what are those? I got you.
So, stuffed animals, because they also can harbor quite a lot of dust mites, and you need to remember to clean them regularly and as often as you can.
Oh, man, thank you so much for coming through. This is definitely giving me more confidence as I move into the spring cleaning era. I know a lot of South Africans right now are doing exactly that. And if you are suffering, then suffer no more. And remember, September is Pharmacy Month, and our pharmacists are pillars of our community. So take this opportunity to acknowledge and thank them for the contributions that they make. And on top of that, it's time to set the scene, right? So you do love spring, but your allergy symptoms are spiraling. How do you still live your best life? Well, tell us by replying to the competition post on the Expresso Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram pages, and you can stand the chance to win 5,000 Rand in cash this week. Yeah, it's happening right now. So don't forget to use the hashtag AllergexND, and your competition closes on Monday, the 18th of September at midnight. For all those T's and C's, you can head over to expressoshow.com. And with that, I wish you nothing but the opportunity to breathe easy. Thanks.
We've been long in the game, healing South Africa one allergy at a time. All the sneezing, runny nose, itching of nose and throat, we've left no stone unturned. Until finally, South Africa recognized us. You've given us the courage to continue to do what we do best. Live, work, play, sleep allergy-free with Allergex Non-Drowsy. Ask your pharmacist for the full allergy range. Brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave.
Oh, welcome back. You're just in time for the masterclass of your Wednesday morning here on your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, because class is in session. Mbali Hlapo, the housekeeper, is here with us today, sharing some of her most successful tips, tricks, and hacks that you've gone on, Mbali, to share with people all over the world on TikTok. Where did the idea to take cleaning tips and put them on TikTok come from?
It was actually my son's idea. So we are using a lot of DIYs. It can be in the evening or in the morning. We mix the cleaning products. We mix our DIY. And Pila Sande, my son, said, Mama, why are you not taking videos? I said, Mara Pila, you know TikTok is for driving and on. He said, no, Mama, you know that you will be assisting a lot of people because some of the families needs to know this. Besides wanting to know, needs to know. And that is where TikTok started.
And then from TikTok into all of our kitchens, wherever you find yourself, because we spend a lot of time in our kitchens. I mean, those countertops, we cook there, we eat there, we are doing the dishes there. Often, it can be a nightmare and can be so overwhelming. Those and mirrors are my worst. How do you tackle that?
You know, the kitchen is the heart of the home.
Yes.
So every now and again, you clean or you, let me say, you wipe your kitchen counters, you wipe your kitchen tops. Now, there's those two things that you always clean every time. However, you do not deep clean them, and there's a lot of bacteria in that thing.
What is that?
That is your chopping board. That is your sink. So if you are not going to deep clean your chopping board with grof salt and a lemon.
That's coarse salt, everybody. Okay.
Yes, grof salt, like your sea salt, and a lemon. Now, this is your chopping board. What grof salt does, it kills bacteria. It disinfects the chopping board. It kills the smell. Now, lemon, of course, give you the amazing smell.
Freshness.
The freshness, of course.
Okay, I love that. But sometimes, you know, we need a bit of freshness in a different form. Maybe your lover has decided to give you a little bit of a break because you didn't do the dishes. And so they go on and they say, I am done with you for now. Okay. This is done, all right?
Yeah.
These stains can happen if you have a girlfriend, or if you've got kids. They will draw anything and everything.
Yes.
What do we do?
We actually use our DIY. Mirrors, whether they are stains or not, they're supposed to be cleaned with 1 cup of warm water, 1 cup of vinegar.
1 cup of warm water, 1 cup of vinegar. What does that do, the combination?
Okay, the combination is actually the mirrors and the glass coffee table are supposed to be cleaned with only warm water and vinegar. Why do we clean it with only warm water and vinegar? It's simply because you do not want to have any strips or any lint on your mirrors.
Okay.
Yes.
It's the same as when I wash my sister's car, the windows. She's always screaming about, you used the whatever thing with the soap.
You can tell the soap.
Even though you've tried and you've attempted, like you said earlier on, that this mirror, in fact, you were saying to me, is not that it hasn't been washed.
No, no, no. This mirror is clean. The only thing is that there's no dry cloth cleaning this mirror. So nice and clean. The only thing we needed is the dry cloth. So that is the importance of using correct microfiber cloth.
Okay.
Is that you want to do something once, and you do it the right time, and you do it once. So using correct microfiber cloth will give you best results. What we are trying to do is to save time.
Okay.
And you not using correct microfiber cloth, you'll be coming to clean and clean
The
and
whole
clean.
day.
Exactly.
What is microfiber for someone at home that's like, microfiber?
Actually, microfiber cloth are the cleaning cloths.
Okay.
Remember, we use different color codings. We do not use the same cloth that you were cleaning the mirror, you're going to use to clean the toilet.
Arrest me. Arrest me, I'm guilty. Okay.
Yes. So the importance of us using microfiber cloth is actually differentiating the color coding.
Okay.
We do not want to cross-terminate our cleaning cloths. We want to know that pink is for bathrooms, red is for bathrooms, blue is for doing this, yellow is for doing this. So we are clean.
Oh man, can you imagine one that's been in the bathroom and suddenly finding its way to the sink? That would be quite tragic. I love how you pulled this out from your back pocket, almost like a girl on a mission, a secret agent. But it really is that, and we all can be secret agents in our homes, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's give that a little bit of a wipe.
Definitely. Okay, when we clean, we start from top to bottom, left to right. The point of us starting from top to bottom, left to right, is that we do not want to miss any spot. Okay. Now, you do this.
Okay.
Top.
While she or he is away, you wipe off all of your sins. Look at that. Look at them come off that mirror. And the same can be done for your tabletops. So for those glass tables, the glass tops, you can clean them in exactly the same way. Vinegar, seemingly, is the it girl of the season. But Mbali, thank you so much for joining us and sharing all of this with us. Please take us to the ad break while I finish off here.
Thank you so much. We are coming back just now. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Mbali Nhlapo, and I'm a housekeeper.
Crouch, touch, but don't you dare pause. Because when you buy any of our favorite Clover products, keep the till slip handy and catch the Expresso breakfast show every weekday morning for more details on how to enter. While the Boks are battling for rugby's greatest prize, you can win your share of 80,000 rands worth of Weber Prize. So engage and win with rugby's greatest moments, brought to you with love by Clover.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso right here on S3. We have a couple of minutes left of your Wednesday morning, but we're not going to let you go just yet. We have an incredible performance, one more from Marine. They're here, the hottest pop rock band on the scene right now. It's always lucky to have you guys. Thank you very much for spoiling us. It's been fireworks and it's been showmanship, has been something of everything. Listen, you are going to make a turn in Kempton Park up in Josie pretty soon.
Yes.
Where can people catch up with you?
We're going to be playing the SA Rock Open Air Festival in Kempton Park. It's coming out next weekend, so just in time to catch us up there.
Lovely. And the socials?
Is Marine_live on Instagram and Marine Band on TikTok, Marine Band on Facebook. That's M-A-R-E-N-E, Marine.
Can't miss it.
Extra
All right.
E for entertainment value.
There we go. We love it. Extra E for entertainment value bringing you right now. Here they are with some things out there.
Don't fear, my dear, don't hear the sounds creeping up the stairs under your bed. They're in your head. Hush now, stay down, close your eyes, you're afraid they'll see your heartbeat. Pull the thread, you're dead. Shadows crawling out. Look out! Something's out there. You're in danger. Someone's worst fear. A mysterious stranger. Something's out there. You're in danger. Something's out there. Don't look and breathe. We're gonna be playing hide and seek in the night. Will it bite? Don't scream, don't cry. It's out tonight. If you only knew, nothing's true. Watching you. Shadows crawling out. Look out! Something's out there. You're in danger. Someone's worst fear. A mysterious stranger.
Another feel-good production.
Hello, South Africa. We are Marine, and we're like nothing else you've ever seen. And we'll be here to give you all the rock you need. Look out! Something's out there. You're in danger. Someone's worst fear. A mysterious stranger. Something's out there. You're in danger. Something's out there.
Epic, my man. Because this month you stand to win cash prizes of 5,000 Rand each when you answer the weekly questions on Expresso's Facebook, Twitter and Instagram pages and include hashtag #SetToSit in your answer. T's and C's to apply. Graham, are you not doing promo with me?
It's still a fucking voiceover. Doesn't matter what it's used for.
Okay. Okay, the sun is here, the tree is all emerald green, but how do you get your spirits up when spring allergies have got you down?
Tissue!
Just
with
like that.
SetiSit and Expresso springtime competition. Because this month, you stand to win cash prizes of 5,000 Rand each when you answer the weekly questions on Expresso's Facebook, Twitter and Instagram pages and include hashtag SetiSit in your answer. T's and C's apply. Okay. What does it all mean? I mean, trying to do a fake sneeze is difficult. A tissue.
A tissue.
Oh, is it a... Is this a voiceover promo or a promo?
Promo.
They're liars.
Yeah.
Hang on a sec.